Hello, 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 and welcome. Happy Friday. Jeez Louise, I tried to go to the bathroom at the last minute just to make sure I didn't have to go. How are you guys? How are you? It is Friday. Jeez Louise. Okay, let me see what is going on up in this chat. Let's see. Who do we have here? Reset with Anissa. She says, am I first? I think you are the first one in here. How about that? All right. Welcome. She's so funny. Am I first? How did you beat Lakeisha and Mel to the B? Taisha used to be in the running. Don't count Taisha out. Taisha might be back in that running, but it's hard to beat Mel and Lakeisha. So if you did that, you are on it. I love it. Okay. She says, Happy Friday, Dee Divas and friends. Hey, Mel to the B. Let's see. Yes, you're first, says Mel. Yes, everyone hit the like and if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. DJ Meyer, how are you? How are you? She says, good evening, Mel to the B and Dee. Great weekend ahead. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's Friday already. Okay, who else do we have in the chat? We got Cookie J. How are you, Cookie? Hold up. Wait a minute. It's time to chat. Let's see who's in it. I love that. I love a good rhyme. Jeez, Louise. Love that. My girl Kay from Seattle. How are you? How are you? J to the C. JC. We gotta give you some confetti because you have 100 subscribers. She is doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. I love that. I love that for you. Very good. I love that. All right. So JC is over there on her channel with the chickens and, all things outside. I'm like, geez, Louise, if I came to your house, I would be walking on pins and needles at first. But I love it. I love you're just unique. Your channel is over there and unique. And I love that. The thing about these YouTube streets, you start off unique and then the next thing you know, somebody else is going to have some chickens. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let me see. Let's scroll it down. Scroll it down. Who else do we have? Mayor Mindy. How are you, Mindy? How are you, Mayor? What is going on in these YouTube streets? Mindy, you probably know more than I do. You get around and check everything out. So Kate, she says she hopes the Mariners can pull out 3 wins and move on. Yeah, Kate, what is the update? What is the status? Dee, you must be getting in that. Yes, I was. I was getting in that last potty break. I'm like, geez, Louise, I got to get it in. I'm just amazed. The mind is a powerful thing because I could sit here once I do go, but now, and I've been drinking at times. I drank a lot and still sat here. So I'm going to see what happens because, yeah, I got to get my liquids in for the day. All right, Mayor Mindy, I might have to excuse myself. Then I have another bottle on tap to fill this up when this goes down. So we will see. Who else is in the chat tonight? We have Brenda Marlene. She says, hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you're all doing well. I'm glad to be here. Glad you are here. She said, I was right. Yes. She said she's sorry she missed the greeting. She went to grab her water. Oh my goodness. Did you miss the greeting for you? Oh my gosh, I gave you some confetti. I congratulated you on your 100 subscribers. And I said, I'm going to say this again because I thought it's so true. It's so cute. But I said, you're so unique over there on your channel with the chickens and all things outdoors. And on these YouTube streets, somebody else will be having chickens pretty soon. If somebody sees something working, they're on it. It's so funny to me. But I love that. Okay, so Kate says, I'm going to the ballpark all weekend and I just will be able to buy. Oh, I was just able to buy my Pennant Series playoff tickets today. Let's go Mariners. I've waited my whole life. Your whole life. Jeez, Louise, well, go Kate. I'm so glad that you're like living in the moment. Living La Vida Loca. upside, inside out. She's living La Vida Loca. What's that song? Give me one moment in time. I feel like if I had a good voice, like a better voice, I would sing that for you. I think that's so cool. Let's see. Let me scroll on down. I'm scrolling. Okay. Who else do we have in here? Wait a minute. I scrolled down too much. We got DJ Meyer. How are you? I saw you already. How did I do that? Oh, wait, I get Ruth. Ruth's Better Health Journey. Hey, DD and everyone in the chat. How are you? I love that. We got Michelle's Mira. How are you? She says, hello, everyone. I love that. Your profile pic is so serious. I feel like it's going down, right? She says, thank you, Didi, and all the love to this community. Yes, 100 subscribers. I remember when I had 50. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, 50 people are interested in what I'm saying in some kind of form or fashion. And so I just can only imagine how you feel. That's like your one of your first milestones, right? So, yeah, keep on going. I love that for you. Let's see. I literally think, what's Kate going to jam today? Okay. Okay, we're rooting for the Mariners. Okay, very good. I love that. Z, happy Friday. Yes. And then we have my twin, Bellflower. She says, happy Friday night, DD Divas dudes in the chat. We love that. All right, very good. So, we're all wishing those Mariners. I'm not even a fan. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Did I miss my girl? Brenda Marlene. I love a person with two names, two first names. I love that. All right, so tonight, we are talking about. Now, I should have contacted Toy Review. What is her name? Toy Review. I just call her Miss Toy, because we were, she goes out on a Friday night. Now, I don't think this is her night to go out, but she said to me one day, Downsizing Diva. I was on her live, and she's like, Downsizing Diva, how are you going out on Friday nights? You're supposed to be using those Friday nights to find you a date. You're supposed to be using those Friday nights to be out and about and mixing it up with the town, right? And I told you guys already, when I get my man, I'm going to be off of these Friday nights because I'm going to be on a date night. But you can also date a night on a Saturday. And I mean, honestly, I'm the kind of girl, you could take me out whenever it's convenient during the week too. So I don't have to wait till a Friday. But so I just, we wanted to talk. Miss Toy, my girl, Miss Toy, you got to come up here because we got to have this discussion. Are you ready to come up here, Miss Toy? She says, I'm here just uploading a video. Okay, let me know when you're ready. I'm going to put the link up here. And let me know when you're ready to have this chat, Miss Toy, because Miss Toy, she got it. Because, it's so funny, today I dropped this, my video about the Ayuga wear. And one of my friends said to me, girl, your butt is looking so good. I say booty. I don't really like to say the word, but I say booty. But you're looking so good. What is up? Why are you single? And I always tell people I'm not single because I lack in confidence, looks or anything like that. I'm single because I just have not met my match. And when I meet my match, it's going to be on and popping. I just don't know. I just don't know what's going on. And, but these guys, like, dating in this day and age is different. And it's a lot of, I love to see the content creators, especially that have husbands and, the marriages of it all. I love to see that. I love to see the love and all that going on. I know Mayor Mindy is in here. She's been married for 30 years, I think. Anybody that's married, I love to see it. But I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of couples that are married that aren't really necessarily happily married. So I don't always feel like I'm missing out on anything at all. So I'm glad that people that come and show up in this chat are happily married, because I think, that's not true for everybody. But if you've been with your spouse for a long time, dating in today's world is totally different, right? It's totally different. And I'm looking for a certain kind of a guy I'm not just looking for any guy, because if I was looking for any guy, I would be hooked up and probably married two or three of them. But I'm not looking for just, I'm looking for a certain type of guy. And I've changed, when, becoming a mom and being older, I've kind of changed my expectation. And what I would put up with like years ago, I won't put up with now. So, and then once you're a woman of a certain age and you're used to doing things and being, on your own, it's going to be hard for some guys to come in here and boss up on me because I'm a boss. So I just don't know. I think once you get older, it's just so hard to find that match. Like, it's and then I've also been told my standards are way up here, way too high. And I don't believe that. I do not believe that, because I think I just don't believe that. I think I know, I always say this, I give what I can. I get what I give. I want whatever I can give reciprocated. So I'm waiting for that guy to come along. And I haven't really met my equally yoked person yet. I really haven't. So I'm waiting to meet that person. And if you've been married for 30 years, and we've gotten some great advice in this chat over the Fridays that we've been on. But one of the things is, I know for a fact that dating is different. It's even different when I dated like 10 years ago. So, we're going to also get a perspective from Toy, because I see she says she's ready in the chat. And I want to get a perspective from her, because people were telling us where to meet the guys on her live, where to go and what to do. And it's just different. If you've had your husband for 20 plus years, you're like a baby on these dating streets, because it's changed. It has changed. So, oh, you met your husband. Zepbound with Ange told me she met her husband online too. So, and I don't know about this online situation, but let's get Toy up here, because I could go off on this tangent for a long time. But I want to know, when Toy comes up here, we're going to be asking you guys, do you believe a good man is hard to find, or is it more about timing, standards, and healing? And the healing portion, I think, can also come from like, losing weight, and now you're out here in this dating world. We're gonna ask Toy, because she lost 90 plus pounds. I think she might have even lost 100 pounds on Zepbound. And I want to know from her, has her dating standards changed since she's lost weight, the weight? So I'm 77.6 pounds down. She's 90 pounds down. And I'm gonna have to tell Miss Toy when she gets on here, talk to her about these squats, right? Okay, we see some more people on the chat. Okay, Miss Toy, let me drop this link. I thought I had dropped the link. I guess I didn't. Okay. Here you go. All right. So, the girls were doing these squats, and I tell you, if you haven't watched my yoga video, I told you guys, I have been blessed with a nice rump in the back. Like, some women might look at it and think, "Oh, it's too big." But I'm telling you, in the African American community, and in the parts I'm at, it's like people just think my rear end is the business, right? And if you've seen it, it sits up, and I can do squats to help it out. I'm not going to brag too much, because I might lose it, gaining this weight, losing this weight. I might lose the booty.
Oh, I'm on here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good.
I was telling them, my rear end is not lacking. So when you guys were doing those squats, I didn't do it. And I'm not one who's probably going to be tagging folks in the video and all that. That's just not me, right? I can only be me. I may do it at some point, and I have walked on the treadmill showing myself, but my behind is like, it sits up and it's at attention and it's still
okay. Stop all that bragging.
Yes, I'm gonna brag. Because I've seen some people out here saying my butt is flat now. I got a flat butt and this and that, and I'm not gonna brag too much, because when you lose, you can't lose in certain areas, right? You can't necessarily spot reduce. So I don't want to lose and be up here with a flat big booty and a couple months.
Even if you already have a round behind and you like it, the squats are still helpful, because it's still shape it up and everything else, tone it. So squats is helpful for everybody, even if you got a lot going back there or you don't. you know.
So I was already doing squats. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So people now might believe me because they can see in my photos and my video I put out today.
And you know what? I noticed as you're losing weight, you start to see results a lot faster when you're doing these different exercises, at least for me, than I was when I was overweight at my heaviest. I felt like I wasn't seeing nothing, like, you know, but now that I'm smaller, I can see the results a lot faster, I feel. But I don't know how.
Very
But hi,
good.
everyone. Hello, everyone in the chat.
Hello, let's welcome Miss Toy the review. So I have a super sticker here. Here, Mel. I saw this mail and then I got off on my tangent. But thank you, Mel to the B. I appreciate you. All right, so Miss Toy, you know, I invited you on this live because I remember being on your live. It was so funny. You were like, Downsizing Diva, how are you going to meet a man? You on live on a Friday night. You got to move that live to a different day. And I told them, when I get my man, this Friday night live is going to be, it's going to be history. I want to be out. But, you know, Saturday is also could be a date night. And then we could date through the week. We can also date through the week. So, and I always thought Friday night of a date night too, but I thought of it as hour. I know a lot of people, teachers especially, go to happy hour on Fridays. So yeah, so you're busy doing stuff. But you said you were going to get all dressed out and go out. And I was like, we had talked about like maybe even, but the music is a thing because I don't really use music because I don't know how that all works. But we were like, oh, we're going to all go live and be out in our, you know, respective places. So we can still do that at some point. But I don't know how it would be. It would be picking up the music. That's the only problem. So we have to be at a lounge where maybe they're not playing the music. Yeah, the copyright of it all. So you did go out. So this question is for you. Do you believe a good man is hard to find, or is it more about your timing, standards, and healing?
I think it's all of the above. I think it's all. I mean, I don't know. I do think that it's like the bottom of the barrel that's left. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, you know, a lot of the good ones are gone, but don't get me wrong. Halfway decent men I got, you know, tossed back in the barrel, but somebody did, you know, I don't know. I haven't really came across, I don't know. Ask the chat. It hasn't been great for me. It hasn't been, I haven't dated really since I've lost my weight. So everything I'm going with is my past.
Okay.
But I have, you know, now this was a good question. I was at my dad's house one day and I said this on one of my chats, but real briefly. And he was asking me, he was like, you're not dating anybody? And I said, no. And he said, you're not going on online or, you know. And so I said, no, I didn't have a good experience online. And he said, but have you been back online since you lost weight? And so at first I got offended by that, you know, because I was like, are you saying my experience is going to be different now since I'm smaller? You know, like that made me, you know, in the inside, I was kind of upset about it. But then I put it out there to other people, like, who has started dating since they lost weight and has their experience been different? That part I can't really answer because I haven't really dated since I lost my weight. So that part, I don't know.
I think so. Would you be offended because would you be offended thinking like, okay, is he trying to say I wasn't at my best before? Is that what you were feeling?
I was offended meaning like, so men treat you better. I mean, I guess, you know, in some realities that's true, you know, that some men treat you better after you've lost the weight, you know, because I feel like I was an upkept woman, you know, when I was overweight. I looked nice and stuff like that, but I was big. I was 120 pounds bigger than I am now. And so I think some stuff I wasn't in reality about, that people do treat you differently when you are overweight person, regardless of how your appearance is. So that's a tough subject to talk about because sometimes people don't want to admit that people treated them differently when they were overweight. And then some people, when they lose the weight, they get offended that people treat them better. I don't know.
Do you think I think maybe it's like the options of it all. I think when you have a certain kind of a man, a man who likes whatever kind of woman, thin,
Mhm.
bigger, and then I have some guys in my family that I'm the size like the size I'm at, they wouldn't be attracted to that. They like thin. All their women have been thin. They like thin women, and then I have some men in my family that are attracted to like someone my size or even bigger. But most of them are attracted to like that thinner woman, and that never bothered me. I just know that they wouldn't be attracted to somebody my size, and I'm okay with that because I think we all have preferences. But I think I think about, okay, so what if there was a guy who would you treat a guy different if he had a certain amount of money, right? So let's say it's two guys, same things are true, and the one guy has unlimited money and the other guy does not. Are you going to treat the guy that has the money different than you are going to treat the guy who is not? So I think it kind of goes both ways. I think that the treatment is different for different reasons, though, and
Yeah.
I just think you have to be okay with it because I think I look at your before and after pictures. You're still pretty. You're still that same toy. It's just I can see your features better. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And I tell
Right.
people that, and I think maybe because, and I'm not saying you, but I think sometimes when you're not used to, when you're, a bigger size, hearing you're pretty, you're attractive, you're nice looking, and when you slim down, you might hear it more now because people might, think you're more slimmer or attractive. And I just think you got to own that. I think you got to say thank you
Right.
and keep it moving.
I agree.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't think
But
I don't think I get offended, but I just I don't know. Like I watch people videos and they talk about, well, how have your dating life changed since you lost weight? And I've noticed some difference even without dating. I've noticed some difference about how men just approach me. I've been approached differently than what I was in the past.
in a good way, or what do you mean? Just
Um,
can you
Meaning
describe it?
some guys who would approach me that might okay, guys would be more confident to approach me that didn't have themselves together when I was overweight. And now those same guys do not approach me.
Mm. Well, this is what I was told. This is what I was told by some guy friends. I was told, and I have a brother, and my brother isn't a nice looking guy, but he's like one of those guys that don't treat the girls necessarily the best. And like he's a player, a
Okay.
player from the Himalayas. So I was told by some guys though that if you see a woman that's put together, I don't know if this is addressing what you just said, but men say if you see a woman that's put together, you think she's kind of more high maintenance, or you're going to have to do a whole lot to keep her, so they're not going to maybe approach her. That's the woman they're not going to approach, because I have found like some days when I'm just like on the go, threw on something, went to the store, like this was I was in Whole Foods a couple days ago, and this guy, same thing. I just had things on, didn't, just was, plain Jane. And this guy, he was a nice looking guy. He was real slim though, kind of, I thought too slim for me. But
Okay.
he followed me around in the store. Like he followed me around. And then I thought, oh, I have my daughter here. So I thought, he's, I said, well, he just must be like trying to see what's in my basket. And I wasn't thinking he was trying to talk to me, but then he started trying to talk to my daughter. But he ended up, so I was like, should I flirt back with him? Cause he was nice looking, but I just was like, nah, if he wants to talk to me, I'm gonna make him work for it. It's what I thought. So I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna see what he does. And so he got in a different line. First he was behind me. He must have forgot something. Then he went in a different line. And I said to myself, this is probably the opportunity where I should have tried to keep the conversation going, because he at one point said something to me and I just kind of kept it moving. But I'm not one to like approach a guy at all. I am not, because I feel like, what if that guy was married or had some kind of entanglement going on, and that's why he didn't all the way, say something? Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if it's meant to be, I will see him again. I'll see him again somewhere. And so, yeah, so I always think like there could be an entanglement going on. And, years ago, I was in the grocery store. This was before I had my daughter. I was in the grocery store, and it was this guy. He was the tall, slim guy. He looked like a basketball player. Come to find out, he played basketball overseas, and he had a church. His family, his dad was a pastor of a church in our neighborhood. So I would see him every Saturday at this grocery store. Finally, he said something to me. He invited me to the church, and do you know, I never went. And I ended up finding out that I never went to the church. And I ended up finding out that he, eventually, over time, I ended up finding out that he ended up getting married. And people were like, that could have been your husband. And I don't know why I didn't go to the church. I don't know. I think I do know. I dated a pastor before, like a guy from high school, and he was a pastor in high school. And then as we got older, we lost connection, and then we started dating again. And I thought, I gotta stay away from these pastors. He just texted me the other day, to be honest with you, like, I'm just thinking about you, how are you doing, blah blah blah. So yeah, so I don't know. I don't believe in approaching a guy. Do you?
You know what? I talked about this on my live the other day. I have approached the guy before, and like I said, I think most of the time, if you approach a guy, they are going to respond and give you their number. But a lot of times I have found that if a guy doesn't approach you, and this is not all cases, I want everybody to know that it's not all, every situation is different. But in my experience is that when a guy doesn't approach you, sometimes it's because they got other things going on. So they could be attracted to you and they looking at you and they like what they see, but they might be in a situation, they might be going through things, and that's why they didn't approach you. But I noticed when a guy really wants you, he's going to approach you. And
I think
that's
so
why
too.
I don't do that anymore. I have done it in the past. I've approached the guy, and but no, I don't do it.
No. So when you approached the guy, how did he react to it? Or did he,
He
what?
he reacted good. I mean, I was actually in relationships, situationships, whatever ships, and but it wasn't good. At the end of the day, it was either at the end of the day they wasn't really looking for nothing, or they was going through something. It was always something. At the time, it just wasn't good. It wasn't that they wasn't good people, but it
Right.
just wasn't good timing. And so I realized, maybe that's why that guy didn't approach me, because it just wasn't good timing in their life. So
Yeah. Now, I've always been taught by my dad, my brothers, guy friends, that if a guy is interested in you, he's going to approach you. You don't have to approach him.
I
But
agree.
I do think that women, especially in groups, can be intimidating when you're out with your friends. You might be harder to approach. But I've gone over, I love to be a good wing girl. And I'll go over, so if a friend says they like a guy, I'll go over to the guy. I don't care if it's a crowd of the guys there. Now, I'm on the shyer side when it comes to myself. But for somebody else, I'll go and say, hey, such and such likes you. I have sent a guy a drink before that was staring me down, and I thought he was cute too. So I will send a drink over.
Okay.
But I'll send it, and a lot of times, I do the boss up move. I'll send a drink over, and then I head out. I send a drink out on my way. No, I'm thinking, so we sat here all this time and he didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. We flirted with each other. We looked across the room and, so then I'll just say, that's my way of saying, have a good night. It was nice looking at you from across the room.
Like that. And
So
I
that.
think eye contact, like when you out and about, I learned this too. You get at eye contact. Now you don't stare them down and scare a guy off, but you stop and you look at them for a few seconds before you turn away. So if you turn away right away, they're gonna think you're not interested, and so they might not approach you. But if you just stop and look at them for at least 5 seconds, just in your head, count 5 seconds, and then turn away, and then they'll know that you're interested. And so if they are available, then they know, they're open to approach you. That was another reason I said I didn't necessarily want to go live at the club, because I want to be available. And I think a lot of women, we don't realize that we don't look available.
Yeah.
So we might be so caught up in our head and not even realizing we don't have a smile on our face, you know. So I try to be conscious of when I'm out, just smiling, you know, more. And even if I'm not interested in somebody, I still make eye contact. I still smile, because even though I'm not interested in that person, you don't know who else might be looking at you. So
That's true. And that the power of the smile is a real thing. I think, you know,
agree.
I have some nice looking friends who don't really ever get approached by a guy, and they were told because they just don't smile, they look so mean. That's the words where you look mean. And so, and I have a friend, like, she just has this like plaguing her, and she is super pretty, but guys don't approach her. They tell her they think she's mean. So yeah, it's like, what do? You just gotta, she said she's working on it as she's getting older. But sometimes when you get older, you're kind of stuck in your ways. And she's like, whoever likes me is gonna kind of like me for me. But I do think you have to, because I had this dating coach on here named Nadia Edwards, and she was on here like some months ago. I want to say back in June, and she told us that a lot of times when you're not smiling, and you know, you come across a guy with the resting B face, the guys think, she said, guys think, and I agree with this, guys think it's going to be hard to please you, right? Because you're not presenting yourself as somebody that's happy. And so in their mind, you're like going to be hard to please, you're going to be such a challenge, and most guys don't want a challenge like that. And I thought that's a good way to look at it. You know, that is a good way to look at it, that it's going to be hard to make this lady happy. All right. What are they saying in the chat? Let's see. We got a lot of comments here. Jeez,
What are they
Louise.
talking about? I want to hear it, because I can't.
I know. Okay, wait. I'm trying to scroll up. Okay, so I stopped at mail. Okay, so Kate says, Dee Dee, yep, you are speaking my truth about dating today. I've been on a 2+ year break from dating, and I'm not sure when I'll be ready, wanting to jump back in. I'm kind of at that point too. I thought I was ready when I was first dropping some pounds, but I really don't think so. And plus, I'm just so caught up in like what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I don't know. That's going to be a big adjustment. Okay, we're talking about the Mariners there. Bellflower, how are you?
Bellflower?
Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Let's see. Okay, Miss Brenda is saying something. You were thin when you got married. Okay, all right, very good. So yeah, and so how was your husband adjusted to your weight over the years, and now you're slimming down again? Okay. I met my husband online, but I had certain parameters before I even talked, like at least 5 or more pictures, pics of friends or out and about doing stuff. No, if it was just the webcam pic or the shirt off, the shirt off pic. I'll have to remember that when I get back online. So are you online dating, Miss Toy?
I am not. I am not online dating.
Okay.
What is your if I was online dating, I would be on date. I mean, you could be on dates every day online dating.
Sure. Yeah. What does your dad say about you approaching a guy? Would he be for that or against that?
I don't know. I've never asked him that one. I've never asked him that one. I know my mom was against it. My mom, she was like that lady back in the day, you know. So
my mom too, yeah.
They was always, you know, the fur coats, my mama getting picked up, and these men with money, you know, she just attract men with money. I've never really been that one. I'm more of a blue collar type of lady. So most of my guys are blue collar workers, stuff like that. My mom, she was more executive type of men, you know, and stuff like that. I haven't really messed with those type of guys, to be honest. I'm more of a just around the way type of girl, and I used to get those type of guys. At least I have. I never attract. So my mom, she don't understand that. You know, even with you saying you buying a guy a drink, she's like, "What? No, oh no, you don't do that." So we were totally opposite, and yeah, or whatever. So my mom is that way. So my daddy say my mama a player from the 70s. So that's what my dad say about my mom. But I don't know. I've never asked my dad. So he told me I should get back online. That's what he told me.
Well, at least he's open to that he thinks that. Yeah, my stepdad would say, don't let a guy approach you, let a guy talk to you. And the buying the drink, I've done that a couple of times, but like I said, I was on the way out. Like, oh, send them a drink. And usually they have sent me a drink or my friends a drink probably first. Or I was flirting with somebody across the bar, but yeah. My dad is like, no, no, no. And my dad is one of those, old school. He opens the door. He gets offended if you get out the car and don't wait for him to open the door. And I'm so new school, it's like, I just be like, dang, but now he's 76. By the time he get around this car, I could have been out and at my door.
Your dad is the type of dad my mom likes. She like that type.
Yeah.
And my dad, he more of a blue collar. He worked for the railroad. So my mom was like, your daddy, they were married. They was high school sweethearts. And me and my sister, but they were so young. They was only like 18, 19 when they got married. So she like, your dad was not the one for me.
That's too funny. All right, so let's see. So online, so that gives me hope with these people with the online. She says, like, if there are red flags before you even say hi, and then had another set of parameters once you talked on the phone. Okay, so you had stuff in place. I love that. I love that. Bellflower saying, remember to like and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Mel is saying, nice to meet you, Toy.
Meet you too.
My rump used to be the business too. Now it's none of your business. I know that's right, Cookie. I love that. We're gonna give you some confetti. You like none of your business. That is too funny. I say that because, I'm not one of those content creators that's showing like all the things, like you're working out and the food and all of that. I'm showing it here and there, but I don't make videos every day. I can't even make videos every day if I wanted to. I don't have that kind of time. But so, it's nice to see for people to see me because I'm always sitting here. And on Sundays, I get up and show people my outfits or whatever because I can fit into a lot of clothes now. So that video.
You do that on your live? You do like
on Sundays, yeah. Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. So that's on my Sundays. That's my weigh-in Sunday. And so I'll get up and show people.
Sunday. What time?
I'm at 2:00, and I'm usually off by 3:30 because my daughter has gymnastics. So I take her like right after that. So so I'm on there and I'm showing my weight and showing people how I look. But I think if you just kind of happen to see it, you always see me sitting. You're like, what is she doing? What, how does she look? So people now can see how I look. And so I think sometimes people think when you're not showing stuff, you're hiding stuff. And I, believe it or not, I am on the shyer side, especially when it comes to like my body. So I'm showing myself with this bra on in the video, like a sports bra, and like I would never do that. I would never normally do that. So, geez, Louise, that's huge for me. I saw Margie in here. I thought I saw Margie. How are you? She says, "Happy Friday, everyone." Okay, I'm scrolling down. Okay, let me see. You said I will be working on my fitness because I need my peach to be peachy.
That's it, right?
Mel, you're slim, but you got a nice shape. You are very shapely, so I love that. Mel, I think I'm gonna try that ACV and sparkling water tonight, making it now. That I just do not like the taste of it, but I think it works. So do you do that? Do you drink apple cider vinegar at all in your water?
I've done that in the past. I really didn't see I'm gonna be honest. I did that for a long time. I didn't see no difference. I didn't see. I know some people see a difference. I didn't see a difference. So.
Yeah, I don't really like the taste of it that much, but I started putting it in my LMNT electrolyte drink at one point. I haven't done it here in a while, and I could drink it then, but it helps with your blood pressure. It helps with everything. And I think now that we have the GLP-1, it's just kind of like a booster for it. So if you're still struggling,
I go back to taking it because I used to take like a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons, and put it in some water, and I would just take it to the head.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, I used to do that too. Like I would take a shot of it and drink it down because the taste is so awful. But putting it in my electrolyte, I can stand it. Like, cause that has like a flavor. And so that's helpful. But yeah, it does help. It'll give your GLP-1 a little bit of a boost, but you have to do it for consistently over time. It's not just going to work like in a couple days type thing. All right. So I think that a good man is specific to your needs, not a general statement. There are a million good men out there. They just may not be the right fit for me. I have tons of good male friends. I love that. So true. Very true. I do. Go ahead, Toy.
I said I agree with that totally.
Yeah. I think now though, because honestly, I think because the internet is so, when some years ago when I was dating, like 10 years ago, it was like the internet was there, but the access to like just be able to like slide into somebody's DMs and talk to somebody wasn't there. So I think it's more opportunities for a good man to go bad.
Tell you.
I do.
I know when I used to date online, oh my gosh, I got so many stories online. And I was dating one guy and I thought we were, getting kind of serious. And I would see him. Now, granted, I was online too, but I wasn't communicating with anybody. You know how you just go on there just to check your messages, but you're not talking to anybody? I don't know if anybody does that, but I used to do that. I used to just go on there and check my messages. And I would see him like online. Like, I think like it'll be a green circle to let you know the person is online.
Uh-huh.
Every time I would go on there, he was on there. I was like, I thought why you on? But I couldn't say nothing because I was on there, but I was just like, I don't know. So when do you have that conversation with a guy like, let's both get offline,
And talk offline?
No, meaning like when you all get in a relationship or whatever, when do you have that conversation that y'all both should end the dating app?
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because
I would think I would think he would say, because I've dated somebody online too. I think he asked me, was I still on there? I think one time he saw me on there on the dating app and was like, you're still on there?
Yeah, they see you. It lights up.
Yes.
Oh, you on there. They're trying to get you off so they can stay on there.
They stay on there to themselves. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, that is too funny. So yeah, I was like, I thought you were still on there. He's like, I'm not still on there. I'm like, okay. So yeah, But that's a way you can like kind of sneak up on them and see what that they on there still. That is too funny. Kate, she trying to come back to life now though. LOL, still squatting and the challenge is over. Mel said she would have been out if it wasn't for this rain. So I know Mel's been going out and about lately, getting her big toe in the water, in the dating water. And I was telling Mel today, the good thing about dating when you're just open to like meeting people and seeing where it goes is I think it's teaching her. And it also teaches, us, like you've been going out now here. You'll find out what you don't want real. It's going to help you figure out like what you're not willing to accept. Because I think sometimes, I'll date an older man, and then when we get that older man, we're like, okay, no, this might be too old for me, right? Or you might say, I'll date a guy with like 10 kids, and then once you're around the guy with the 10 kids, you're like, well, maybe not. So I think dating is also helps you solidify what those values are. So I think dating is important. And I think sometimes when we say a woman is dating, the assumption is she's like sleeping with all these guys. No, you're just entertaining them. Like,
what they say, you just collecting data. That's
it. Collecting data. I like that. Yeah. That's right, Kay. And if you have a top 10, if he meets 9, depending on the ones he's lacking, it's not a big deal. Like, I love to dance. My husband doesn't, but he'll reluctantly two-step occasionally. Okay, I like that. So what about for you? What are your top 5? Have you thought about this? What are like your top 5 non-negotiables that you're looking for?
That's a good one. I didn't even think about that right now. I do have it, trust me. But you got me on the spot. Non-negotiables.
So what about a smoker? Would you date somebody who smokes? No, that'd be out. Okay, so is that something you would ask though on the first date though to figure out?
I wouldn't ask that question, but if they're a smoker, they're gonna smoke. Yeah, I mean, they
Okay,
can't
right,
go
yeah.
too long without taking it. I cannot. I'll do the cigar, even though I don't like the smell of the cigar, but I will deal with a cigar that smokes cigars. But if he just a cigarette smoker, that's an absolutely non-negotiable. Not,
Okay.
I have dated a smoker before. That was awful. So I wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that okay, so smoker. So what about somebody? Do you have a preference on if they have kids or not?
Um, listen, I'm at the point your kids have to be grown. Grown.
Totally grown?
I mean, 18 and up. 18 and up. Okay, 18 and up. I don't want no. Only if I talk to a guy, this is what I want, and this is what I've been praying for. I've been praying for that God will give me somebody where their kid, that he's a family man, because I do want a family man, but I want his kids to be grown and stable. And that when I come into his life, maybe one of his kids just had a kid. And so that I can be a grandmother. You know, I'm not a mother, but I would love to be a grandmother. My sister's like, how you gonna be a grand? I'm like, I want to be a grandmother. So like that's what I want, you know, and that his kids are open for me being in their children life or whatever, and not where they just at the house all the time where we taking care of them, but just
Right.
being grandparents. They come over, we spend time with them and stuff like that, but they don't, you know, live with us or nothing like that. You know, the parents are great parents and had the kids, but yeah, that's what I want. A man that got grandkids, not
Grandkids, not his own kid.
no.
I love
That's
that.
a non-negotiable. Non-negotiable.
Okay, so what about the spiritual part of it? Because I told you I dated a pastor. I thought we were going to get married. And that's one of my pet peeves is that people so quick to say they're spiritual, they love God. And then when you see how they're moving in their real life behind the scenes, they're not doing that. And so that is bothersome for me. And I think it's because I dated a pastor, right? And, you know, also the pastor of one of the churches I, was a part of years and years ago, I used to watch his niece, and he was always a close family friend. And so, we stopped going to the church, and then that kind of breaks things up. But still, like he, if something happened now, my stepdad passed. I mean, he has a pastor, but I would invite him to come and say some words. So we still keep in touch. But when things like that happen, but I just think like, to me, like that's the first thing you kind of have to do is be on that spiritual connection, on that same wavelength together. Like, is that important for you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want somebody who believe in God. I mean, they don't have to be a pastor or nothing like that,
Sure, yeah.
But I do want somebody that believe in God. I'll put it like that. You know.
Okay. All right. What about going to church? Does he have to do that?
No, he doesn't. Because I don't go to church every Sunday, so it's kind of hard for me to say, you need to go to church.
Yeah, me
Pray
too.
for me when you get there, because I'm not going, but pray for me. No. Because I know that you don't have, like, well, this is just my beliefs. I don't think you have to be necessarily in the church to believe in God and everything else. So if you don't go to church every Sunday, that's okay with me. So
yeah. Well, going to churches is not, well, this whole spiritual thing, it's not about the church. I think people have made the church wherever people assemble and, and uplift God, that's your church. But I think we've turned it into, you got to be at the building, you got to be at the church and all of that. So yeah, I agree with that. What about, I'm trying to see, so those are some people's top ones. What about, okay, so this is a big one because you're also a teacher. And I say, I'm looking for a guy now. If it's Darian is in the bushes listening, he would like to say that, I only want to date a certain type of man. But I feel like here in Ohio, and I know a teacher going through this right now where she's paying part of her pension to her ex-husband. So it used to be if you were married 7 years or more, your spouse would have access to your half of your pension if you divorced. Then they changed it, of course, the male driven legislator changed it so that it's now, and most, a lot of the women are teachers, let's face it, a lot of women, but the majority of teachers are women, unless that has changed. But so now it's like, soon as you get married, day one, he has access to 50% of your pension. So if I get married to somebody, they will definitely have to sign a prenup, and hopefully they have their own pension so they won't want mine. Now, I don't know how it's going to be when I retire here soon. I don't know if that also they would have access and I'm retired already. So I have to find that out. That's one question I never asked. But so how do you feel about that? Like, would you, how is that? How does that work where you live? Does somebody have access to your pension right away when you marry them?
I don't even have access to my pension. I gotta work about 9 more years before I can even get my pension. So I'm not even worried about it.
Well, you got to think though, because I mean, this one teacher, she says financially, she does not, that's why she's not retired, because 50% of her pension is going to her husband. Like, could you imagine? Her ex-husband? That's a real thing. Like, you got to think about that now.
It's cheaper to keep her, but it's a lot of women now that's doing, they making so much money and they making way more than the man in their life. So now they're the one that's coming out the money instead of the man. So it happens. I hear about it all the time, because my cousin, she was paying, when she divorced her husband, she was paying him monthly, a monthly fee every month. I think she had to pay his rent or something. It was crazy.
Jeez Louise. Oh my God. See, I'm not trying to do that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Toy. No, ma'am. Oh, we got my name twin up in the Shay.
Oh, Shay. Hi, Shay.
She posted a picture. Look at that beauty. I love that hair. That hair reminds me of In Vogue for some reason. Remember that? Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
You know what? They bring those styles back. I love it. I love it.
Yes, I love that. You look like you're like one of those girl group singer ladies. Love it. We got to give her some confetti. She said, when I come to the live on Friday, I'm going to show my face. And she kept her word. Love it, love it, love it. What a beauty. I love seeing these profile pics. Don't you love seeing when you see people in their actual picture? It's like, yay. All right, JC says, yes, he meets all other things, but even there, so there's not perfection. I agree. I think 10 things are a lot, though. I think you need like 5 or 6 good non-negotiables. Everything else, to me, can fall under the umbrella of that, right? Some of the things, but yeah. But they say, Sierra said, the more specific you get, the better you are when you choose. You just heard, is that a Dawn Tart? Say that men over 50 are actually mostly at the point where they want to settle down. I am meeting and dating men, but you was something when you weighed more. You said, but you were also when you weighed more. Okay, very good, very good. Okay. I agree with that. I think mostly men want to settle down, but I think a lot of us have baggage when we are at this age. It's just a matter of how do you handle it? Are you handling your baggage well, or are you not? And I think, so a lot of times I meet guys, they're divorced. This is the thing. They're either divorced and they're starting over, right? So you got to be patient with the finances and all that, because they're starting over. Or either they're in a situation where they're separated and financially they don't want to get a divorce because it's going to cost money. Or they're at the point where they're just still trying to be out here fooling around, like not really serious about being in a relationship. So I don't know. Have you met those types, Miss Toy?
Yeah. That's what I was meeting online. Like, they would have on their profile, oh, I'm looking for something serious, da 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 da. And then when you get to know them, they're not serious. They not serious.
You said anything perfect would make me nervous. I know that's right. Jeez, Louise. Okay. She says, people are talking about Shay's picture. Bellflower says, at the end of the day, you got to find your people. Everyone likes what they like. I think things fall apart most times because we get the wrong people. I agree. I agree. Great comment. Let's give her some confetti for the
give her some
the gems.
Yes.
Dropping those gems. I love that. Well, now so people out in the chat, where do you go to meet a good guy? Like, where are we
Yes,
going to meet
yeah.
that good guy?
So I can go
Because
next Friday. I can go next
you
Friday.
can go next Friday. She says, we're talking about dating. We're talking about, is a good man hard to find? Miss Nora, are you married, single? What's your status? What is your status? All right, she's telling us only 14 likes. So I saw we have 40 something people. Now we're at 30 something. It fluctuates. So like and share, subscribe. I don't know if you can share this live while it's going on. Michelle's mirror, I missed her. She says, what did she say? Oh, one of my favorite sayings too. My man, my man, my man. I know that's right, Michelle. We gotta be patient. He's coming. She said, Michelle's mirror, he's coming, girl. You said I have cases of lemon lime. She's talking about the sparkling water in her basement. I was on a sparkling water kick for a while. Then I got bored with it, but this may just be my new jam. Thanks for the idea. I love that. And Toy says she's gonna try that too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So Shay, we got to put that profile pic up every time you speak. Her new profile pic. We got G's 1 of 1. Oh my goodness. Hey G's. He cracks me up with his emojis. Okay, so Mel says that's me, high maintenance, and I own it. So what is high maintenance? Are you high maintenance, Toy? What is that?
I'm high maintenance for myself, but I don't know if I'm necessarily high maintenance for a guy. I don't know.
Well, I think sometimes guys think like when you get your nails, your hair,
Yeah,
you
I
treat
said,
yourself.
it costs a lot for my upkeep that I pay for myself. You know what I'm saying?
But you wouldn't expect him to do it.
No, that's not something I expect. So if he did it, I mean, that would just be a bonus for me. But I don't go into it expecting him to keep up with my upkeep.
Okay. So Mel, are you expecting that? And I bet she's not, but I'm just asking. Because high maintenance, you get that high maintenance look. And the guys, they told me that they said when you walk in with your hair done, your nails done, you got nice jewelry, your clothes are nice, you're driving a nice SUV, you got a nice home, you got all this going on, that is intimidating for most guys, is what they say. But it's like, what do you do about that? Because that is you.
That's nothing you could do about that. That's just not, like Bill Flower said, that's just not your people.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I say too. It's like, you'll meet the one that's for you.
I like getting my nails done. I like getting my hair done. I like makeup. I like stuff like that. So I'm not going to stop doing that so somebody could feel better about themselves. I want to feel good about me. And those are the things I like to do. So.
Yes. I will say something maybe controversial. A lot of good guys is less is more when it comes to makeup, hair, fashion, etc. I actually was surprised by this. You know what though? I'm gonna say, JC, a lot of guys say that. They say, I don't want a girl, and so I'm just gonna go from my experience. But I know a guy will say, I don't want a girl who has weave in her hair. I don't want a girl who wears wigs. I want a girl who wears her natural hair. And then this one guy used to say that all the time, and he was like, I love you because you got, I love your hair, and you're not wearing a wig. When I saw his ex-girlfriend's hair down to her behind, all the long braids, and I know braids can be natural, but they're also added hair. And so every ex-girlfriend that I saw of his had something going on with her hair that was not natural. So I think guys say that, but I don't know if they all really practice that. Maybe that's what they're ultimately looking for. But like I said, every guy I could name them, the ex-boyfriends where their girlfriend was not that. So, and I think guys can do that though. Like they'll get, you'll become their girlfriend, and then all of a sudden they want you to scale it back. Like, don't wear makeup, don't wear lipstick, don't wear tight jeans. But you met me that way. So I think if you meet somebody that way, to tell them to scale it back, I don't know how that's going to work out for you. That's going to be hard to do, right? Yeah. So I don't know.
Sometimes when the guys see you with so many extra stuff on, and they like, what do you look like without it? So I think that's probably what they're really saying. Like, how do you look without the makeup? How do you look the extra hair, because how are you going to look when I see you in the morning? Are you going to look like a totally different person? Because some people look totally different. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
I feel like I look the same with or without makeup, because I don't wear a lot of makeup. Like now, I just have on some blush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't wear makeup. But I still
Me
like
too.
it, you know?
Yeah, I consider myself a natural beauty, which is good, right? And I say that though. I want to learn how to do all the makeup and the eyelashes and all that kind of stuff. I just never care to learn that. But I love not the eyelashes that look too big, you know,
Right.
but I like the like a nice lash. And it just never stays on. It doesn't work right. And I even had some like real top-notch ladies supposedly doing it, and it just does not last on me.
They
But
all
maybe
last the same amount of time. I don't
do
care if
they?
you're paying $100, $400. They all last the same amount of time.
And I even had the individual ones, and then they plucked out eventually. Like it's like, geez, Louise. Like one side was still full, the other side was like, nah. One of these days, I'm gonna wear some eyelashes and see if people notice it. Because you might not tell with my glasses, but I don't always wear the glasses. So
Yeah, I like
all
them.
right. So JC, that was a nice comment. I agree. I agree that guys say that, but I'm just saying I don't always think that they practice that, right? They say that, and I don't know if they always practice that. The guy was definitely trying to see what was in your basket. He was a nice looking guy. You know, that's another thing too. I always have these slim guys. I either have the slim goodies, I call them slim goodies. The slim goodies trying to talk to me, or I'll have, and I mean really slim, or I'll have the guys that are fit and buff and always in the gym working out. Like I was like, what is that about? So I don't really have the guys that's like overweight too that's trying to pursue me, and I don't know what that's about.
When I was at my heaviest, I had a lot of guys that were in shape. I mean, nice bodies that would approach me. And I'd be like, wow, they go to the gym all the time and I'm not going at all.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And they were like really attractive. So they like the bigger women. You'll see a lot of those muscle bound men that really like bigger women.
I think that, well, yeah, I'm not all of them because a lot of them didn't care if I worked out or not. But I think some of them want to like transform you though. They want to transform you because I see a lot of them too who, you know, they'll tell a story how, you know, they were dating this girl. They saw the girl in the gym and they started dating her, and then they start working her out in more ways than one.
What? So they
And
looking
that
at
was
you
their girlfriend.
as a project, like no.
Right, but I think it was genuine though. I mean, I always
Okay.
hear like they're like they last, you know, type thing. But yeah, I've had that a lot where the last guy I was dating, he is in shape. Like if ever I see you up close in person, I'll show you his picture. I don't show a picture on here, but I mean, geez, Louise, whenever you know, because his picture at one point, it would pop up when he would call or text and. And I had to make sure that I had my phone turned over. And then I said, I got to take this off. Because, you know, I'm at school and sometimes I might set my phone down. But yeah, he's always showing his little, you know, he had like the 6-pack going on for real. So yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh. And here me, I'm not into that gym and working out. You know, of course I'm doing it now. And it's periods when I go through that where I'm working out. But I like a group fitness, like, you know, where I'm
Me
going with my
too.
friends and meeting up with people because
Mhm.
it keeps me more, I just enjoy it more, the whole social aspect of it. Doing it here at home by myself, it's not the best, but I'm doing it and doing it and doing it well. All
I love.
right, let's see. What else is this chat saying? Okay, so we have mail. I
Is
think
everybody married in the chat? That's why we don't have no questions about what's going on out in these streets.
she said, y'all want to know, do y'all want to know what's going on in the YouTube street? So some people said they were single. So are you single and mingling? Or are you just single and just you want to be by yourself? Like, what are you guys doing?
Out there,
Kate said, Kate, yes, every time I go clothes shopping, my husband brings me a camo shirt to try on. He's crazy. A camo shirt, that is so funny. Oh, wait. One of the things my spouse first mentioned to me was, I like you with your natural hair. So he's one who actually likes the natural hair. So you could tell because he pursued you. But I'm telling you, a lot of these guys say that, and you see what they had going on, and it's not natural hair. I'm not attracted to slim men because I would crush them.
Hey,
But
those
as I get thinner,
those slim men, they can handle you. I'm telling you.
I was gonna say those slim men, they are holding, and holding, holding.
They are stronger
I
than
call them slim goodies, slim goodies. Okay, wait, let's see. Let's scroll down. What'd you say? You will not crush him, JC. Oh, that is too funny. All right, let's see. I am big, JC. Well, that's okay. Some of these guys can handle it. They can handle it. JC, I have a friend who says that she wants a man who would carry her over his shoulders and out of a burning building. Okay, all right. All right, all right. That's okay. I am not approaching one lifestyle journey with Cassie B. Look at that profile pic. She's looking super cute. She says, I'm not approaching no one. We will stare at
what she say. You got to read it.
we will stare at each other for eternity before I make the first move. I love it. I love it. I really do think, and now, a girl has a right to change her mind, but I honestly really do think a guy should approach a woman. I don't believe in the girl approaching you. Now, if you want to boss up on them like I will, and, it's like, and that's my way of saying, dude, you passed up a good thing. I'll send you a drink on my way out. But that's about it. And, like I said, most of the time, he would have probably sent me and my friends a drink. Him and I would have been flirting or something. So I have been known to do that, but I don't approach a guy. I think a guy should approach you because I feel like what Toy said is so true. The guy, if you're, if you go up to him and approach him and he accepts and gives you his number, and you find out later on that he was in a situationship or an entanglement, whatever we're calling it these days, that's probably why he didn't approach you in the first place. Now, why he still took your number, that remains to be seen because he really should have just not even pursued it. But, you probably were looking good to him. And he's like, and do you really want a guy that's accepting your number, though, when he's already involved in something? See, that's already a red flag. So that's why I'm not approaching. But you guys might be saying, that's why you're single. Okay, so I love that. She's not approaching either. Mindy, that is intense. Even at my lowest, I don't think my husband will do that, but he can fly a plane. I can say I married my zombie. Oh, apocalypse plane. Okay, so your husband is a pilot too. Jeez, Louise, I love that.
Awesome.
Oh my God. So he can fly. He can literally fly you wherever you want to go. That's awesome. Let's see. Okay, what do you guys say? Linda's Journey, how are you? All right, people are speaking to each other. Now, Calamity Jane, I love saying Calamity Jane. She says, I think you can approach a guy. Social norms are not the same as before. You can, I just don't want to. I really believe it in the guy approaching the girl. But I think if you do, now, that's good for you. She'll probably be married before me because I'm not approaching. Are you approaching, Toy?
No.
I think you said you're not either. So, yeah, we're going to be single sitting up here.
Yeah, it's okay because guess what? I'm all right. I'm all right.
Exactly, Dee Dee. Speaking and smiling and small talk is what most experts say women should be doing. Yeah, and I love that. I love that, having the small talk, doing a little flirting. And then I feel like if he's a smart guy, he's going to make that move. If he doesn't make that move, that's not my people, right? That's how I'm looking at it.
You know what the thing about it is, if you take the lead, you got to be willing to always take the lead. And then you're going to be like, well, why you not calling me? Or why you not asking? And he might want you to, it's some guys who want the woman to take the lead. And if that's not the position you want to be in, then you don't want to start being in the lead, because then calling him, you get his number, you call him, then he gonna expect you to plan the date, stuff like one of my friends, she's going through that right now,
Yeah, I don't want to plan the day either. I want a guy to kind of take charge. My job and your job too. You're in charge of and making decisions. So many decisions you make in a day. And I'm sure anybody who is in a position at their job. And when I come home, I just kind of want to be easy peasy. I don't want to have to be planning a day and doing all. I want you to do that. So yeah. And I think you got to set that expectation up front. Don't you think so?
Yes, how you started is how it's gonna be. You gotta. So I learned that too.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Let's see. What, of course, you can approach a guy, drop your hanky, but it's also they do like the chase. So I agree with both views. Yeah. So, and I don't know. I think it depends on the guy, but I agree with Toy. I think you got to start how you want the relationship to go. I think if you start off taking charge when you really know you want somebody to take charge, why would you do that? Why would you start off that way? I think you got to start off how you want it to go. Let's see. The older people like me remember the rules. Oh, the rules of let a guy approach you. Yeah. So, do you think dating has changed? Miss Toy, has dating changed?
I
Do you
think
think?
dating has changed, but I think the rules haven't changed. I think we do things differently, but when you go back to some of the rules that your mom told you, your aunts told you, and you do it the way they say it, you get the results that they telling you. But a lot of times you don't want to do the way they're guiding you, because it's you just be thinking, no, I don't want to do it that way, that you want what you want. But I'm telling you, it's you if you want the results that you want, most of the time that's the way to go.
Yeah, she she says, Miss Nikki says, eye contact and smiling is how you get the weirdos following you throughout.
you can't be smile. You can't smile at everybody. You can't do the 5-second rule with everybody. You only do the 5-second eye contact with somebody that you're interested in.
So she says only 5 seconds. The
Only
5-second rule.
seconds. That's it. And then you nicely turn, and you don't look at that person no more. Then and they'll know that you're available.
So Ruth's Better Health Journey said women who are ready to date should be approachable. Aside from wearing makeup, wear a smile too. I agree with that. Very well. That very well said. I'm very friendly, and that has worked for me. I would agree with Toy. A smile and just being happy is everything. Yes, for sure. Sorry, that was meant to be a question. Like, do you remember? That's okay. Now, I wonder from you. Wait, I see my girl Sin is in here. I just ordered Hyuga and used your discount. Yay! You can use your discount and the discount. Okay, all right. Very good. I love
What
that.
is
Thank
that?
you.
Oh,
She said she saved $75. My discount is 25% off, like whatever they have going on. So she saved $75. That is awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Mel, she says that's great to know, Sam. Happy Friday. Sam, that's awesome. Thanks for supporting DD. Love that. Let's see. That's my Michael, always opening doors and carrying the bags, and my grandsons are the same way. I love that. Very good. I love that. Yeah, my dad is the gentleman. I mean, he gets upset when you do not let him open doors and stuff like that. WB, how are you? How are you? Wait a minute. Miss Brenda said she was back. Miss Brenda Marlene, done for the work. The weekend has begun. Yay! All right, Brenda. Welcome back to the chat. Reset with Anissa says, I like ACV to make your salad dressing. Yes, it's pretty strong though. What are you putting in that dressing, Anissa? All right, Linda's Journey says, we are old school with our manners and respect, but we have always lived by our own lifestyle that has worked for us. We can both do everything in this house, cook, clean, pay the bills, run errands. I love that. Very good. You've been with your husband for so long. You guys are in sync, I'm sure, and it just works, right? It just really works. Let's see. Miss Toya, she got timed out here. Let's see if she comes back. We got round amount of Zepbound. Hello, happy Friday. Yeah, it's Friday already. Can you believe that, Charles? It's Friday already. Mel is saying hello to Charles. Let's see. Do you guys have any questions? People are saying hello. Miss Toy, she's not back. Oh, I can hear her. Oh, so your standards are, Miss Nora, a job and no smoking. Just two things. Well, we can do that for two things. Dee Dee making me pull out my homework for the Matt Hussey classes. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't even know who that is. Is he a guru? Miss Toy, your screen is black. Can you go out and come back in? Miss Toy? Miss Toy. She's got it. She's got it. I muted her because I think she's doing shuffling in the background. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can, but we can't see you.
Oh, let me try to hang it up and then I'll try to get back on and click the link, okay?
Okay, all right. All right, Miss Toy, we're going to put the link back in here for her. Oh, there she is. Okay, you see it. Okay, yeah, your screen was black. That's okay. So I could hear you. I can hear you, yes. All right, nope, no cigarettes. Oh, this is what we said what the standards were. No cigarettes, no smokers. Cigars are okay. No chain smokers, cigars, and I kind of like cigar bars. Okay. All right, very good. 5 non-negotiables. Okay, is ready with hers. Good relationship with the family. Check. Loves animals. That's not one of mine, but check. Loyalty and honesty. Check, check. Integrity. Check. Fun and adventure. Okay, very good. I love that. All right. Well, let's give her some confetti because she knows what she wants. I love a lady who knows what they want. And look at that profile pic. Kate is looking like a supermodel ready for the runway. All right. So Nora says, Toya, you are way too young to be a grandma.
I want to be a grandma.
She want to be a grandma. Okay. All right. I love that. Yeah, where is Darium? Darium, come out of the bushes, says Mel. You have some deal breakers on the list, Michelle. What are your deal breakers if you want to share with us? I bet. I think that's great. I think you have to have some I think you should have, we had an assignment on this live the one time. We wrote down our values that we had and we brought them to the live and share. So I have mine written down too. I didn't think to bring them, print them. They're printed out somewhere in here. But I think that's important. You got to know what you're looking for. You got to be ready so you don't have to get ready. How about that? Kate, yes, the great relationship with their family, very important. Yes, Margie, I agree with you 110%. You said 50%. Lord, I don't think it's like that in PE. In PA, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of PE. Well, that is amazing. Okay, well, you got to try that. Try that Diva 25 code and let me know how it works out. I met the love of my life online 21 years ago. We've been married 17 years this month. I don't like dating. Didn't like dating back then. Can't imagine how challenging it is now. Well, first of all, we got to celebrate this. 21 years ago, 17 years of marriage. I love that. Happy early anniversary. Go MVP, MVP and her family, MVP and her family, MVP and her family. Yeah, we love that. That's how we gonna be when we get our man. I'm like, give me some confetti. Okay, she says, hey sis. Shay is gorgeous. Yes, that's right. She is. Love it. See, that's why I just take a companion at this point, not paying nobody anything. See, that's the hard part, right? Oh my gosh. Now I can't split this pension, but I'm retiring this year, so I won't have to worry about it. But I'm gonna ask about that in retirement. That's a great question. And I'm gonna have to write that down because y'all know my menopause brain won't remember. But I'm gonna write that question down. Pension in retirement. Now, what if I be one of those ladies? I know somebody who met and married her husband in 6 months, and they may have just celebrated their 18th or 19th anniversary. Oh. What if that's me? I'll be like, Miss Toy, I gotta stay. I'm giving up my pension, so I gotta get another full-time job.
But I don't do it.
You know, that love will hit you out of nowhere.
It
He would
will.
have to be
It
all
will.
that and 2 bags of chips for that to happen. I think I just picked a random number. It was probably 3 or 5 for your non-negotiables. Are you talking about? I'm going to go to the pop the balloon or find love as an option.
I would not do the pop the balloon. I would not do that at all.
No, that pop the balloon is just like it's so based on your looks. That's the problem, right? Isn't it mostly?
And then that's like how would you feel if you walked out there and the balloons just start popping? You would be so mad. I'm like,
Has
who
it
popped the
happened before
balloon?
where people didn't even get to talk?
They popped the balloon before they even opened their mouth.
Oh man, that's not cool at all.
Yes.
No, no, ma'am. I'd be like, I'm out of here.
Oh,
I
God.
turn back around. Michelle's Mira. JC is saying she started watching after someone mentioned it on the Friday Live. I'm concerned for someone. Right? You know, it's can you imagine just like based on your looks, you know, we've all experienced something, but not really knowing for sure. But now on that show, you know for sure is how you look. Do you know what I'm saying? In Florida, in Florida, your spouse has Miss Toy. In Florida, your spouse has to sign a waiver if you want to designate a beneficiary other than the spouse. It's a waiver of spousal rights. Yeah. And I know, and one of the subscribers, I'm not going to say her name, but she told me she had her husband sign it, and he thought he was signing another document, but he actually signed that. And that's how she got it. And she was like, "Don't judge me." And I said, "Well, I'm giving you the green thumb."
Hey, we need to give her some confetti. We need to give her some
Let's get some confetti. Jeez, Louie. Smart move. I love it. I love it. Yeah, she's like, don't judge me. Downsizing Diva. I said, I am judging you. I think that was a smart move.
Oh, God.
Brother Paul, how are you? He says, hey, GLP-1 Queens, how are you? Brother Paul. I'm so single. I think I have been rejuvenated. Jeez, Louise. I know, but that's okay. We're prepping for like our Boaz. You know, they told me it was a remake of, I think Mel told me this, a remake of Ruth and Boaz on
I am watching that now. Now I'm not gonna tell because I only watched.
Oh, you started? You started?
I started it, but it's just like Tyler Perry always gotta have some drama, you know, like I don't know. I'm just like,
Is it a movie or is it a series?
It's a movie. It's a movie.
Okay.
It's
okay. Yeah, I've been trying to get to that in Sinners for the longest time and still haven't gotten to Sinners yet.
Okay.
All right. Kate says Washington State is a community property state, 50-50 from the first day of marriage. Was set up when Washington was still a territory to attract women to settle out here. Wow. Geez, Louise. Okay. All right. Oh, well, I can't move there. Geez, Louise. Okay. She says, LOL, Nora. I might be too. Okay. Netflix bought the rights to Pop the Balloon. What? Yvonne Orgy. Is that how you say her name? Orgy is the new host. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. All right.
I didn't know it came on Netflix, actually. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought it was just a YouTube show. What is it actually on? Besides Netflix now. In 25, so I just go to the club and are you saying I'm 25? So I just go to the club and find them. Haha. So are you 25?
Maybe in 2025.
Okay, okay, just go to the club and find them. Okay. Some do practice it. I may have married the last, yeah. And I think that's great. So he knew what he wanted. I love that. I expect a man to be actively to date you. I'll say that, but I don't like dating down. It's usually problematic. So what do you mean by dating down, Mel? Be specific. Kate is agreeing 100%. I agree too. I don't know if I would call it dating down. But what do you mean by dating down? Like, You know,
Not
it's Darian.
or something. I don't know.
Darian is going to be on our busting our chops. I met my husband at our church about 26 years ago. Got married about 1 year later, November 11th. This will be our 25th wedding anniversary. Kids are grown and we are enjoying our lives. You are grateful. You are grateful and blessed too. Yes, go Ruth. Go Ruth. Go Ruth, go Ruth, go Ruth, and her family. I love that. You said your kids are grown and you're enjoying your life. I love that for you. Very good. So 26 years, that's a long time. Jeez Louise.
Mm.
Cat C, she said you ladies both have beautiful skin. Thank you.
Oh,
That
thank
was so
you.
sweet. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's see. Ooh, Shay said no tarantula leg eyelashes. I hate No, they're not going to be that big on and popping. They're going to be like, they're going to, hopefully they're so put on so well that you just won't even notice at first. But maybe not, because I want you to notice.
Classic.
Yeah, I need to do that. I'm going to get that one day. I'm just going to pop up in here with these lashes on. Okay, people are speaking to each other. I'm scrolling down. Brenda says, when I met my husband online, I put the worst, ugliest picture I had of myself for my profile pic so that I could see if he was interested. Oh, in anything. Okay. Interested in like that. Then everything else was better. Okay, so, and it worked, huh? Oh my gosh, you put the worst profile pic up. See, I'm putting my best glamour shot up. What about you? How do you have like a nice profile pickup? Is it a whole body or is it just a face?
You talking to me or to
you? Yeah.
Oh, I always did full body. Even when I was at my heaviest and if I was online, I always did the full body pic and everything. And I think I'm kind of photogenic. I think, yeah, so my pictures, they was pretty nice, I thought. But I think if you see me in person, I look exactly how I do on here or whatever. So
now Kat says, do you ladies find a whole different group hit on you at different weights? Absolutely. I do.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Now you just went out and I remember you saying it was, and I was like, why did she choose that spot? Because you said your friend, you was with your ride or die friend that would go anywhere. And so you guys went to out, but you said it was a lot of older men. What do you consider older?
You know what? This spot, it's like a well-known spot in Detroit. Okay. And so it's all different ages, but it is a mature crowd. So it's usually, I'll say like 35 and up. But what I realized is that the younger people go later in the evening. And so with me going so early, it was nothing but, more of an older crowd. So the earlier you go out at that particular spot, it's an older crowd. The later you go, then you're going to get more younger people.
Okay. All right. Was any older guys trying to talk to you?
I mean, yeah, the older guys, they try to talk. They got a lot of confidence, for real. So,
why do you think that is? Because they're older? You think it's just the age?
Yeah, most men, they feel like they still got it. Even if they don't have it, you know what I'm saying? They feel like if they were the man back in the day, they still, that's what they still see. I mean, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they come in, they got their little bright color shirt on, and that's the stuff back in the day. But
that is too funny. Wait, so Mel to the B. Mel says she's been married 3 times. It's been in that picture. All right, Mel to the B. So Mel will get married. I love that. And here I am. I consider myself the runaway bride. I've been engaged twice and never made it to get married. But I got
wow, you called it off both times.
Both times. The first time it was in college, and it's just it was The second time this guy bought me my first car. He bought me a car on my way to college. So he bought a car. He was controlling because he had the money. Do you know what I'm saying? And I felt like he was very controlling. And he's the one, like when I would go out, so I, went to college, graduated, and when I came home and stuff, or when I would come home on breaks, he was even like, he would try to go where I went. Like when I went out with my friends, he would show up. And sometimes, we just be talking to like guys we went to school with and cool. He come in making a scene and doing that whole thing. And I think at that time I was in college, so I wasn't, when we were dating, I didn't have, a whole lot of money or this or that. I wasn't really working. And he had the money. So I felt like he was trying to control me in that way.
Was he a lot older than you?
No, we're actually neck and neck, the same age.
Wow.
Yeah. And he might be like a few months older than me.
And
Maybe
he
he's
was
a
able
year.
to get you a car that young at 18?
Maybe he's a year older than me. Yeah, he had a good job and still does to this day. Like he'll still call and check on me. I remember at my mom's funeral, he was crying more than I was. He showed up.
Oh,
The day before he got married, he called me. I'm like, why are you calling me the day before you get married? He like to see if you're gonna try to change me, to have me change my mind. I said, no, I'm not.
oh my God.
So that's so true.
Not let me marry the man that's
Yeah,
calling somebody else the day
exactly.
before my wedding.
Exactly.
For one more shot. Oh my!
Isn't that crazy? Yes. So that's so funny. And if R. Kelly didn't get nothing right, he got the fact that when a woman's fed up, there's nothing you could do about it. It's like when we done, we pretty much done. And I know I am. So yeah. So so I do think that when you have a guy that has money, they are, in my experience, they've been controlling. It just has happened. And I don't really care for that. Okay, can you see comments in the chat?
I can't.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on.
I can't hear you.
All right, so I hear that some guys are speaking in the chat. So let me see what they're saying. Okay, I'm way up at the top. Nicole,
You gotta scroll
how
down.
are you? Yeah, I gotta go down. How are you, Nicole? Jen came in the chat. She's saying hello. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see. I don't see any guys yet. Male to the B. I'm going down.
We got some single guys in the building. We got some single men in the building.
Okay, Mel says we need to hear from Charles, Darian, and Paul. Yes. And I saw they were in there, and then Mel says, Dee, the men are speaking. You'll have to scroll down to see it. Okay, so let me give Mel a thank you for the super chats, first of all, before we. Thank you, Mel to the B. Okay, so let me scroll down. Am I missing the guys? Where are the guys? Okay, I'm scrolling. Darian came in this chat. Darian, we called you out of those bushes. Okay, so what is Darian saying? Happy Friday, DD, and the desperately seeking suitors and losses and lasses. Hello to all those in relationships, situationships, poly.
All of the above.
What? Oh, polygamous. How you say that? Polygamous, sister wives, brother, husbands, and all in between. I just got here. What did I do? What did you say in my absence? Okay, that is too funny. Darian, don't start. Ain't nobody desperately seeking nobody. Glad you're in here, though. We missed you. She said, happy anniversary to you, M to the B to the P. We love it. Yes. Okay, he caught that. All right, so I'm still scrolling. What are the guys saying? Let's see. Okay, I have no more to contribute on the dating topic. I'm in litigation now for one of my guys. What do you mean by that? You're in litigation. Oh my goodness. The Netflix version of Pop the Balloon is whack. It doesn't have the same feel. Oh, it doesn't. So okay, so Round Mound, or Charles, I should say. What was the other one on? Was it online? I don't know what it was on. Was it online before it was on Netflix? I thought it was just on YouTube. Was it on like a network show? No, too late, Darium. I believe that women can be friendly and open and smile and make small talk with a man. Okay, all right, very good. Dating down, I did ask about that. Dating down is related to income. They must make the same or more money than me. I suppose that is a non-negotiable number. They said I'm adding that to my number 6. What do the guys think about dating down? So Paul and Round Mountain Zepbound, what are your thoughts about my comment? And what are your thoughts on women kickstarting conversations with men in a respectful, sweet way? Yay or nay? What do you say? All right, Round Mountain.
Nothing wrong with
Darium, you getting in trouble in these live streams. Mel B, are you talking about the dating down comment of it all? Yeah, I want to hear what you got to say about that. Mel says, Kate, at this stage in life in particular, yeah, that dating down. Okay, so we're talking about financial. The Mel B, yes, that wasn't so important when I was younger, but now that I'm more in my senior in the ranks, it's more important. And that's what I say. The older you get, it does become more important that somebody comes with their own, like they can reciprocate whatever you have going on. For me, anyway. Okay, so Mel says dating down at this stage in life is tied to assets for me. My expectation is that you have a retirement plan and some disposable income savings, own a home, not too much. Not too much. I don't know if she continued that, but anyway, Charles came back and said, I don't think anything is wrong with the woman starting the conversation. Might be preferable for many because so many women don't want men approaching them. And people keep saying that. What women don't want men approaching them? It gets confusing as to who they can and can't talk to. Now, round mound is that bound. Come on. Now, I've heard the people say that, but who are these women that you speak of? Because I don't know any women that say I don't want a man approaching me unless he approaching you like Jerome from Martin. That's about it. If he's approaching you like he's Jerome in the house, I said Jerome's in the house. Watch your mouth. Can see if he comes to you steps to you the wrong way, but for the most part, do you know women that are saying I don't want men approaching me?
No,
I don't either.
I like if a guy approach me. I mean, of course, it's the way you do it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with a guy approaching a woman, of course, because that's what we want. So
yeah. Okay, so yeah, you have to expound on that, Charles. Mel, okay, I was gonna say now you didn't tell me about these 3 marriages, but you were married once and engaged 3 times. Okay, all right. So you got me beat by 1 engagement and 1 marriage.
I got it going on.
Charles, that's exactly what who is this Dr. Tart? What did he say? I don't know anything about this guy. I gotta look him up. My last relationship was 10 years ago and it was very abusive. Oh, I'm so sorry. You said he messed me up bad, but I haven't been with anyone since. Don't know if I'm ready to think about dating. And I can imagine after like a trauma experience like that, that would be tough. That would be tough. But you have come out and you seem like you're on the other side and you'll know when you're ready. I think you'll know. Don't you think people know when they're ready?
Yeah, you will know when you're ready.
Yeah,
and
I think so too.
Go to counseling for that first. You might want to go to counseling first before
make sure you work through all of that because you don't want to repeat that. I know you definitely don't. And thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. Brenda says, I was engaged 3 times before I got married. I didn't get married until I was 45 years old. Very good. All right. Very good.
Promising.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love her profile pic too. Oh, that's so cute. Cute. That Joe is a talent, isn't she? Round Mouth said, sorry for the typos. Walking this dog, typing on this phone, and this. Oh, I know. I do that too. My text is so small. Oh, Simply Tommy's live. How are you? Nicole. Oh, no. I'm happy with, what she say? I'm happy. Wait. I'm happy you got out of it. When you're ready, hoping, oh, to Nicole that just made the comment. I'm thinking, is she talking to herself? Because this is Nicole. Her name is Nicole too. Bellflower's name is Nicole. I'm happy you got out of it. When you're ready, hoping you find what's positively meant for you. I agree 110%. I love that. Nope, not single, but experienced and married. I love that. Very good. The reason I put the ugliest profile picture online is because there's so much catfishing and people post pictures from when they were 20 years younger. My philosophy, you have to take me at my words. I love that. Then you can have me at my best. And what you see is what you get. Isn't there a song that says, what you see is what you get? I love that. Thank you, Brenda, for the word. We love that. Very good. I absolutely love that. Jeez, Louise. He said, I missed that comment, Darian. Sorry to hear that, Nicole. Glad you have your freedom now. I love the way you said it. You called it freedom because this is, I bet you she does feel free. You'll know when you're ready. No, you're ready. No rush. I agree. I feel like that way about me too. I'm not in a rush. I was trying to be inclusive, round mound, but Mel said it was too much. And Mel and Darian argue like brothers and sisters up in this chat. Yes, Cookie, I'm seriously just enjoying my freedom and healing. I love that for you. Very good. We're going to give you some confetti because you are enjoying your freedom and your healing. We love it. We love it. What a good feeling that must be. And then you took off the weight. I mean, you just got a lot of good positive things going on. YouTube has always caught clips on TikTok. Oh, YouTube, but I always caught the clips of it. Oh, on TikTok. Okay. I thought it was a YouTube show. Okay, so I was right about that. Women having conversations with men and starting small talk isn't initiating a date, in my opinion. I don't think the small talk is initiating a date, but I think approach with intention. So if you're approaching a guy just to talk and chop it up, but if you're approaching a guy and your intention is like you want to take this somewhere, I guess I don't do that. So I do engage in small talk, but I don't approach with the intention of like, let's talk after this. Let me get your number, that whole type of thing. I don't do that. I saw shorts today. This woman was going in on her husband because he does not feel she should have a bunch of male friends that she hangs out with. I agree with him. Okay, what do you guys, excuse me, what do you guys think about the male friends of it all? What about you, Troy? Do you have male friends?
I don't have male friends.
No, okay. Well, I do.
I have male friends, but I don't have male friends that I talk to on the phone and stuff like that. No.
Okay, so I do. I have a couple, just a couple, that I do talk to on the phone, and yeah, but yeah, I do. But I don't see like I wouldn't be able to introduce them to a guy like they would know. It's kind of like a brother situation. Like I would be able to introduce them because I think sometimes I've had guys who said, "Oh, I got a girlfriend" or whatever, and then like a girlfriend, and you've never met them. They never come around. It's like, where's she at? Y'all, like she should be around just like your dude should be around if it's cool like that. I would think. Would you be against a guy having girlfriends around? Like, or you be okay with that? Like his girlfriends? No, so he can't have like a female friend.
I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm your best friend. I'm your best friend.
Oh my God. Now my guy friend, he's introduced me to some of his girls, the women he's dated. And yeah, it's like, yeah. And yeah, so yeah, and it, they must be okay with it because he's didn't stop talking or whatever. And we don't talk, we go through periods like you do with friends, like where maybe you're talking all the time and then it slacks off, and then you're talking all the time and it slacks off. So that Nicole said to Nicole, healing is everything. That's so sweet. So what about you guys in the chat? Is it okay for your other half to have like a same sex friend? So like a guy to have a girl to have a guy, or whatever. Partners to have partners that are the same sex or gender. What do you think about that? Male to the B. I would say there is a trend. Even men with means don't own a home because they prefer to have not to have it tied down as an asset. They can afford one, but they don't want one. Okay, that's a way to look at it. But at least they have like something that's their own, like the asset that something that they. I think what she and she can speak for herself too. But I think what she was saying is like they have their own place to go and be and live. But I don't know, Mel. Do you want somebody who only owns a home? The social media women saying it, and I can't even understand in one sense because some dudes can't handle the rejection, especially if it's in a clowning fashion and in public. Yes, yeah, yeah. And some guys, that's another reason why guys don't approach because they're not that confident. So I think that would be hard. Some ladies and a few men look unapproachable with their mean mugging, snooty vibe, and looking at someone up and down dismissively. He said the snooty vibe of it all. I love that. Geez, Louise. Darren, I agree with you. They want the right man to approach them and no one else. Yes. That could be true. That could be true.
That could be.
Yeah. Men are a lot more shy than women give them credit for, and that rejection stings, but they are expected to man up and shake it off. I agree with that. You know what? I do feel bad for a man, especially somebody who's sensitive to being rejected, but I don't think the answer is for her to approach first.
You need to look for that 5-second eye contact before you approach. If she's not looking at you, keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Sydney, hello, Sydney. She says, hello, Didi in chat. Welcome to the chat, Sydney. Sydney, are you married? Are you dating? What's your status? What if we had like something that followed us around with our status of relationships, like hashtag single, hashtag married, hashtag entanglement, hashtag situationship. I think that would make it so much easier to maneuver in these dating streets. Jeez, Louise. Okay, so where was I at? Let's see. Mel says, wait. I last saw Bellflower and then I scrolled down way past her. Okay. Darium says, agree, Bellflower. I missed Kate's comment. Exposing folks and clowning culture is rampant. Did I skip a super chat again? Exposing folks and clowning culture is rampant online. Who wants to go viral for asking someone? I don't know the people you guys speak of. It's Darium. I've been told my whole adult life that I look too intimidating to approach. LOL. Well, just look at my non-smiling profile pic on here. I guess I see their point. You look like you're like that profile pic looks like you're like a model. So you probably look intimidated for that reason too. All right, Mel, I'm sorry. Mel says she has another super chat. Let's see. She says, we as women need to listen to what men say. Now we want to disagree with what a man who we respect said. Charles. No, my thing is I was asking him like, where does he work? Because I've heard that before from people, not just Charles. Like I've heard him say, heard people say that women don't want to be approached. And I just want to know, like, where is he hearing this? Because I don't know any women that don't want to be approached. So I just want to know where the source is coming from. So, I heard him. I just don't, he said on social media, I'm telling you, sometimes I think people, even on these YouTube streets, are doing things for the clicks and views of it all. And I think that's just women's, I don't know. I'm sure so it's true. Some women may not want to be approached, but I think if they don't want to be approached by like some foolery, I think that's what it is. But I heard Charles, though. Thank you for that, Charles. But Mel, have you heard that before? Because Toy and I have not heard that. And geez, Louise. Male friends of it all. Oh, male friends of it all. You're using my term on me. I couldn't read it. The male friends of it all is tricky work. I can have them all if I want it. In real life, they are not my brother because I know the underbelly. I just keep the boundaries tight. Okay, so yeah, you're a married lady. So you said in real life, they are not my brother because I know the underbelly of it all. Yeah, and a lot of times they say, a guy who's your friend is just, you're wishing one step away from wishing he could be in more than a friendship with you. Do you think that, Toya? Toy? Why do I want to call you Toya? Is your name Toya?
No, it's
Okay.
not.
Why do I want to put an A on it? I don't.
Everybody always do that. They always.
Toya. Toya. No, it's not Toya. Jay. Charles, thank you for that perspective. I'm unapologetically friendly. Did I miss his? Did I miss what he said about being friendly? Did I miss that? I don't know. Darium. Oh, Darium. Your P met their B. You're not. That is true. That is true, Jen. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with that. Very true. So I don't have, so, I do have this one friend, not, tag, she might be listening. I'm about to tell it though. But all her guy friends, after they had a relationship, they're her friends now. So when she meets a new guy, she introduced these guys as like her friends, when really it's you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how does that work? And
I said, I am your friend. I'm your friend only. Okay. I'm not trying to figure that out. I'm
not. Oh Lord, I agree. I think that would be very hard. Now I have some male friends, but I don't have to have them all up. Like they might know. Like I don't know. We've been friends since college days, 30 plus years. They just know, and I've been around, so I can see I could be introduced. This other guy, I've been knowing him 20 plus years. So yeah, but nothing ever happened, ever wanted to, nothing like that. Yeah. So yeah. Mm-mm. But if they said I couldn't talk to you because my girl is not cool with it, you know what I'm gonna say? I respect that and keep it moving. I mean, what are you gonna do? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Let's see. What are you saying? Let's see. What are you guys saying? Oh, I've scrolled up way too much. Did I miss any other comments? My moderators, like, did I miss people? Because I feel like okay, Kate said, I take the dogs for a walk every day with my best friend, my next door neighbor, who is a good man. His wife is totally cool with it and encouraged it. Wow. Wow. Now, we had somebody on this chat some months ago telling us that her husband was tight with the neighbor, and come to find out, she told us later on, and I kind of had a feeling, but I didn't want to say anything and jinx it. But we found out later. She came back in that chat, Toy, some months later and told us that he was in fact having an affair with that neighbor. And I'm like, how is your husband off with a neighbor and you not in that car? Like, no, ma'am, we're not doing that. So yeah, it can be tricky. You got a friend that I never met or seen or saw y'all interact. That's not just going down. Like I don't know about that. But Kay, we know you're too legit to quit. But some of these folks, I don't know. I take my dogs for a walk every day with my best friend, my next door neighbor, and he is a good man. Okay. And there's never an all, it's always exceptions to every rule. So we know you're legit, Kate. I must be around boring people in my life because we don't get caught up in some of the. That's because you out with them chickens. You doing the right thing. You staying away from
that farm. You gotta get off that farm.
Yeah, you come off the farm. You never know what you might see.
There's some stuff going out here in this world. I'm telling you.
Nicole, I agree. Jen is always coming with those one-liners, isn't she? Everyone, I'm getting sleepy too. So she says, "By my name, twin and Miss Toy." Thank you, Shay, for stopping in. What a beauty! I want to sing. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get. Hey. Okay, so we're about to get off here too because it's almost going on 2 hours. Do you guys have any questions for us? Somebody said I just had lunch with a male friend today. Good night, Shay. If I didn't say that, I just had.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Before the guys get off, it would be nice if you could give us some advice about what you think, guys. If you have any single friends, like what they tell you they're looking for when they go out, and or any advice you could give us going out on a date. And to the women that's in a successful relationship, I would love to hear from you too.
Yeah, the women give good advice, especially Miss Linda. Oh gosh, she's always on here dropping some gems. But okay, so Charles and Darian and brother Paul, if you're still in here, give us some advice. The single ladies, the ladies that aren't married, what should we, how should we maneuver? What should we be looking for? You told us men like women to approach them. I'm sure they do. Or you heard that, or you said women don't even really like to be approached. But so yeah, what do you guys think? So let's scroll it down. Now, Round is Zepbound is saying, wait, he's talking about the posting. It isn't the poster of the video. You open the comments and it's a whole host of women with the same sentiment. He said, then you'll see another post from a woman asking why women never, from a woman asking why men never approach her. People will inevitably bring up women saying men should never approach a woman in public. Okay. That sounds like a confused lady to me. He says, you guys, okay. He says, I'm so glad you don't have to be, I'm so glad I don't have to be out there. I'd be so lost. Yeah, it's a different animal too nowadays. Charles, Dee believes women should never start conversations with men that they are interested in. I didn't say never. It depends. To me, Mel, it's situational. Overall, I'm saying I don't think a woman should not start a conversation. I'm saying if you are somebody who is pursuing a guy or interested in a guy, I believe in letting the guy approach you to pursue it. So if we're sitting next to each other, yeah, we're going to talk and have a conversation. But if that guy is interested in seeing me after this talk and conversation, I might initiate the conversation. He's going to have to. So in other words, let me say what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to ever ask a guy for his phone number, right? I'm not going to take that lead. Let me put it like that, because I think that we've taken that conversation part. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that part. Are you never going to initiate a conversation with a guy?
No, I would initiate a conversation. I knew what you meant. You meant just take it further, like get their phone number, go out on a date. But of course, if you go out, you gotta initiate conversation. You're not gonna just sit there. So yeah, you're gonna initiate conversation. You're gonna make eye contact. When I say eye contact, I mean when they're across the room from you and things like that. But yes, you're gonna initiate conversation. But if the conversation don't go any further and the guy doesn't ask for your phone number, you'll be willing to walk away, is what we're saying.
Yes, and I think Mel has said, or somebody was saying in here one of these lives, like, well, you could ask him for his number. You could, but that's where I draw the line. So I'll talk, I'll socialize, I'll do all that. But I feel like if he wants to talk to me, he should be asking me for my number. But that's not to say I'm not going to have a conversation and we're going to talk. And let me ask you, Mel, how do you talk to a guy and socialize with him all to that point and he's not asking for your number? Like, what is up with that? Why would he ask for your number? There has to be a reason why. He's either not that interested or he's involved in something and he doesn't want to involve you in it too. And that's what I think. I mean,
give yourself some confetti for that one.
Yeah, so that's what I think. So yeah. Okay, I would save myself some rejection down the road. And and I know women who have, pursued a guy and he ended up telling them, well, he really wasn't ready. She pursued him. He really wasn't ready, but he didn't want to pass it up because he thought she was a good thing. So I've had women who've been told that too. Okay, all right. So round my house, these streets is rough. I have zero patience. Yeah, see, if you're married and you just, and you have a happy marriage or somewhat, a great relationship, I say you are blessed. Mel B could be missing out on a great dude by not starting the conversation. So I'm starting the conversation. I'm just not asking for the phone number, and I'm not asking like, where do we go from here? Like, if you don't know that, and you can't take the lead, because again, like Toy hit it beautifully on the head. I don't want to be the one that's starting things, and I don't want to lead the relationship. Like, I want a man that's going to take charge and plan dates and plan stuff. And if you are sitting back and you're waiting for me to throw the pass and you're not the quarterback, somebody got to be the quarterback. I don't want to be the quarterback. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, Charles, you see how I gave you that sports analogy? So yeah, I'm going. I don't want to be the quarterback. So how about that? Okay, so let me see. What else are we saying? So are they giving us advice? You can't see the comments. Okay. Let me see. Let's scroll down. We're trying to get to the advice. Mel has to be Mel has to be next on Fridays. Like, come on, Mel, so we can chop it up. So I can we can hear about what she's been dating. Or I know about it, but you guys can hear about it. She says, no, what I meant was exactly that. Own a home or investment property, something. So she said she meant you got to own something, right? Okay, so have an asset. All right, very good, very good. I just had lunch with a male friend today. I worked with him for over 30 years. We're both retired. He was in town for a class reunion. So, Cookie, you're another one I could be hanging out with when I'm in retirement. All these retired folks. I love it. Let's see. Kate looks beautiful. She does. She does. Okay. I saw that. Let me go. I'm down. I'm real backed up in this chat. Paul says, I would never say open and don't be a stickler on trivial matters, but never compromise on your principles. Ain't nothing wrong with getting them digits. Dude may be dense. What? He may be dense. He may be what? He may be dense. That's what I'm saying. So to me, that's being passive, and I won't do well with passive. That being that passive. Darium, I met my ex while I was sitting at home, minding my own business, watching TV. It was a knock at the door, and the rest is history. I love that. I know, that's right. So it was meant to be. Okay, Dee Dee, you're not saying you won't approach this, that you won't ask for the number. I can get with that. If you break the ice, he may ask. Yes. And I feel like if he doesn't, there's a reason why. He's either not that into you. Remember that? He's just not into you. Or he's involved right now and he knows he doesn't want to get you involved in that. So those are my two things that I'm thinking. And I have had guys who say that. Yeah, I see a nice girl. Or nice looking. I was attracted to her. I didn't approach her because I know I'm not all the way out of this situation I'm in. So I can respect that. Let's see. I guess the question is, would you start a conversation with a guy at a bar you found attractive? Yeah, I would start a conversation. If you haven't noticed, I'm very social and friendly. So when I'm in that situation, I will talk and chat, but I'm not going to pursue. So let's just say I'm just not. Like, I'm not going to quarterback it in a relationship. I just don't want to. Paul, I like your advice, says Kate. Yes. What about Darian? What are you saying, Darian? Also, I was engaged to another while I was minding my own business at the store. Yeah, the store is a thing. The store is the thing. So that guy I met at the store, I was just telling you about the Whole Foods guy. I mean, you guys can ask my daughter how this guy followed me around the store. I don't know if what he was checking for, whatever it was. And then he actually started a conversation with my daughter. It's like everywhere I was, he popped up. But he didn't take it to that next level where he asked for my number. So to me, it just wasn't meant to be. And I figure, yeah, I could have said something to him, but if you're not asking me, you're either not that interested or you're involved in something already. And was like, maybe this is not the time. I think guys kind of pick up on your energy and your vibe too. And I don't want to be dealing with somebody that's totally not, I don't want to separate it. You got to be totally married. I've been there, done that, where somebody was separated for years and years and years. And I just think you got to be totally separated from somebody because they still are entwined in a way. And so that's a thing for me. And yeah, I just want somebody that's just ready. Like you aren't ready. A lot of these guys aren't ready. They're on like, can you can you hold my hand until I can get myself together? And unfortunately at this age, I can't do that. I did that in my 30s, some in my 40s. Like I'm in my 50s now, and you got to just be ready to reciprocate. Yes, Paul, the rules have people missing out. I believe organic connections will happen. Nothing should be forced or done because of the rules. Okay, all right, Bellflower. You admitting some major vibes if the men are finding you at yeah. So she's admitting some major vibes out there if they're finding her at home. I do think too, you could find a guy anywhere. It just has to be your guy in your time. Or you're saying with the female. As I said before, I've never had to ask a man for a phone number, period, with AT. Yeah, so why are we even talking about it then?
I'm thinking she approaching people or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are you approaching people for their number? I don't think you are, but you're saying you would or you have. I don't know. Is that coach encouraging you to do that? I don't know. I don't know. Would a man ask for his social media? Would you ask a man for his social media handles? No. Mm-mm.
You know what? I would. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. You know, because on social media, you could kind of get to know them a little bit if they post stuff or whatever.
I would ask him if once we're talking, but I wouldn't
I
initially ask.
wouldn't come off and ask you that. I mean, it has
Yeah,
to
oh yeah, if we're talking,
Yeah.
I definitely would ask them that, but not like that's not my first thing. Mostly because I'm on YouTube, but that's it. Like I'm really not on Facebook posting, Instagram. I try to post for this Downsizing Diva, but for my own personal, So that's why, because I'm not even socially on there myself. But once I got to know him, yeah, I have a friend that could find out anything, so she's checking his social medias for me. She's like a detective. Dario, if you got it, you got it. They find me. I'm not gonna.
I hear that.
Those dimples, Dario, it's hard to turn down the dimples. That said, I have no judgment for anyone who does. Times have changed, and men are trying to something. I don't know. We'll have to go back down to C's Mills' comment. Dee, that wasn't be the true initial connection. Simply was not there. I agree. And that's how I feel about all of them. Like I said, I'm just probably going to be single longer than most, but when I do find my man, I'm going to be happy. I'm praying for that. We are asking a lot of people to read minds and intentions. Okay, what do you mean read minds and intentions? JC. Okay, the guy at the store, I was actually working there when I was young in my 20s. He told me I had a pretty smile and asked me if I wanted to get married. See, he knew what he wanted and he went for it. That's what we're talking about. Most men, I believe, sees what they want and they go for it. And I'm saying to you guys, the kind of guy that's going to shy away from that is probably not the guy for me. And that's okay. That's okay. That's all I'm saying. And Toy, I don't know what Toy is saying. Sounds like she's saying the same thing. The guy who's not going to approach her is probably, she says she's been there, done that. She's experienced it before.
I did the approaching, so I'm not judging it. I'm not saying a woman can't approach a man if that's what she want to do. I'm just saying I've done that and I've learned from that. And so I've moved on from it. So I have to do what works for me. And that didn't work for me. So
Mel, what are the men saying that they want to be approached? Of course they do. Most men want to be approached to take the heat off of them.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that is too funny. Yeah, Mel. So the kind of man, if you're looking for a man that's bossed up with a nice income, this, that, and the other, most of those men are going to boss up and approach you. Now, I'm sure there's some shy ones, but I would venture to say getting to know you, that's not going to be the man for you. I don't know. I can't see you with a passive man sitting back like that, letting you be the quarterback to get to know him. Now, in a relationship, you might take over and be the quarterback, but I say it's a flag on that play. We are living in an environment that people just need to say out loud what they want. Yes, I agree. I agree with that. Sometimes people don't know though, JC, what they want. I think they don't. They don't really know. These days, asking for socials is like asking for the phone number. Okay. All right. What's your social media number? Or what is it called? Your social media handle. Downsizing Diva, I think you need to consider a matchmaker service. Yeah, geez, Louise. Probably I do. That part. all this cat and mouse. My tail would be single. I'm getting old. But it's not cat and mouse. It's if you see, I don't get what you guys are. If somebody is interested in you, they're going to approach you. If you're approaching a guy and asking for a guy's number, I think that's fine. I just am not doing that. I don't think I need to do that. And I get approached by the guys that are interested. I'm just not necessarily interested in the ones that have been approaching me here lately, the ones that go out of their way to talk to you and stuff. And usually those are the ones in my experience that aren't really ready to be doing what I'm doing. They're the ones that want to be like, they're the ones that want to move in with you if they got the opportunity. They're not the ones that you could move into their house. They want to move in with you.
Right,
yeah,
right.
they are talking to you all day long. Approach it. And they coming hard. They coming in hard. They coming in hot. They're not the ones I'm trying to get with. No, ma'am. Okay. I'm going to collect another engagement ring before I actually make it down the aisle.
Oh, gosh.
I would say you guys going to be at my wedding. They're going to be like, do you take this man? Who objects? That y'all all going to be like, we do. So crazy. That Jen, are you approaching the man? Are you asking for a man's number? Because this is just so funny. Kate, are you asking for a man's number? The one that got to have his finances on point, but you asking for his phone number. That don't even go together. Sorry. I just don't think it do. Jeez, Louise, I'm so far behind. I saw that comment Kate made about her dogs. Okay. What are you?
About 3 hours.
No, we about to get. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to give the men a chance to talk. Mel said we at the end. Mel said we asked the man their opinion and then we disagree with it. Well, we can disagree though. Oh God, what? Your husband? You got married to your husband 30 days after you met?
Ooh, okay.
Wow. Jeez. We got you heard some confetti. Jeez Louisa. How long have you been married now, Miss Brenda? See, there's never it's exceptions to every rule.
It is.
Now I say a girl has a right to change her mind, but I don't see myself stepping to a guy asking for a number. But if I do, I'm gonna report it right here on the Downsizing Diva channel. I'm gonna be reporting it. I'm gonna make a long video, a short video. I'm gonna go live. It's gonna be all over the internet.
You're gonna have a camera. You're gonna be like,
it's gonna be all over the internet.
Oh, right here. I'll give you my number.
That is so funny. Okay, wait. I didn't all these comments. Okay, let's see. Okay, wait. Let's see. Am I missing? Is something you guys want to? Wait, let's see. Sydney is laughing. You guys are all laughing at each other. Okay, we talked about the male friend. I'm scrolling down. Okay, wait. It says it's also the men speaking basis based on their experience with approaching women and it not going well. Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. And it's okay. Like I'm not saying it's a right and a wrong. I'm just saying what I'm not gonna do. That's all. Then you'll see another post from okay, we saw that with Charles. Yeah, some women are just confused. They don't know what they want themselves. Okay, he said the new rules. Isn't not asking for a man his number? Isn't that like an old school fashion rule? That's not newer.
No, that's old.
Mel said she never had to ask. So yeah, we're wondering why you even entertaining that conversation because it don't apply to you.
I think she's trying to keep the chat going. She's trying to keep the chat.
She's trying to keep the chat going. Jeez, Louise. Let's see. Who said you are not a man? What does that mean, Mel? Who is not a man? That isn't true. You're not giving off indication that you are interested or open. A guy may not approach you. I agree. There has to be something to let him know you are interested. Yes. She said, Downsizing Diva not trying to move in, child. I can hear you saying that too, Nicole. Oh Lord, that's yeah. What would I do? That's another thing. I think about that too. I love my home. I love where I live. Like, what would you do if you came together with somebody? And what if I liked my house better than his house, but he wanted to live in his house? Like, you gotta think about all that stuff. That stuff is so exhausting. What would you do?
Well, if he paying the bills, I'll leave this place in a minute. Goodbye, see ya. I will move in and wouldn't think nothing of it. Okay.
You're like, I wouldn't think anything of it.
That's
Who
all.
said anything about asking for a phone number? I thought that's what we were talking about. I'm not talking about the conversation. I think so. I think starting a conversation with somebody with the intention on, I do think starting a conversation with a guy with the intention on, like, I want to see if he's going to ask me for my number. Yeah, I'm not really doing that. I haven't really needed to do that either. But I will sit, and when I say that, like, I don't have a problem attracting a guy or a guy talking to me. I guess if I was a girl who had a problem with a guy talking to me or initiating a conversation, I would think maybe differently. But I'm social. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna be social. I don't meet strangers. I'm friendly. So I can hold a conversation with a guy, but I think if at the end of that conversation, if he doesn't ask me for a number, and I said this on another live, and it's on video, it's recorded, so I know I can go back to it. I said I'm not going to be the one to ask him for the number, and I think, I don't know if that dating coach said that or somebody said you could ask him for his number. You can, but I'm not going to do that. I just think that's where I draw the line. I just don't think that I should be. I think if you're interested, like, what happened to the man pursuing? A man who finds a wife finds a good thing. Whatever happened to that? I just think that, to me, it's like, I'm not desperate just because I'm 53 and I'm single. I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate to get married. I'm not desperate to be with somebody. And I think it almost comes off as like, well, now, because men have options, I guess men feel like they have a lot of options out there, that now the women got to pursue the man and all of that. Like, I'm just not about all that. I'm just not. So, like, I guess I'm going to be single a lot longer than somebody who's willing to go to have a conversation with a guy, and when it's over, she's saying, hey, can I get your number? Or, hey, let's keep in touch. I think that's great if you do that. That's just not for Downsizing Diva. That's all. That's it. That's all. That is it. That is all. And I just think, of course, a man is going to say, yeah, the woman should approach to take the heat off of him. It's like, no, no, no. I think you had a great point, Toy, earlier when you said that when men think like that, that's how they're going to probably go into the relationship. They're going to be maybe expecting you to take the lead. And, and I don't want to take the lead because I can take over, and I don't want to have to start off doing that. So, yeah, that's just what I think. That's just me and my business. That's what we're saying. We're not approaching a guy. What is so wrong with that? The numbers say we are not linking up. The percentage is low of us coupling up. Yeah, and why is that? Why is that? Geez, Louise, leaders of corporations, but we can't talk to real people. You can talk. You can talk. You can have conversations. So I'm saying, if you are having a conversation, Darian, with somebody, and you're interested in her, you're gonna wait for her to ask you for your phone number? Make it make sense, because that's not making sense to me. That is not making sense to me. Nope, I'm waiting for him to ring my bell. Maybe.
Hey, them UPS drivers are fine.
Geez, Louise, I don't ever think I had to ask for a man's number. However, I have initiated talking on dating apps, and I have asked men on dating apps if they want to meet up for coffee. Now, on a dating app, I never asked a guy on a date app, but I'm not saying that I don't know if I would. I think sometimes online you feel more emboldened to do that, and I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's perfectly fine if you do that. I do, because I think on the dating app, see, that's what makes it a little different, Toy, right? Because on the dating app, you know they're on there because they want to date. So all those other reasons why we said we wouldn't ask, they're kind of crossed out now, because now he's on there, he's available. And, you know, so I think I would be more open to it on a date now, because I know he's on there to date. Part of the problem with the men that you're approaching is that's not approaching you is there's a reason he's not approaching you. So if you're all that, why isn't he approaching you? Why isn't that man finding a good thing? That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. Geez, Louise, shall I get out my Bible and read it? I mean, really? Oh my goodness. My goodness. She said, don't sleep on the UPS drivers. And you know, we have the dating coach go on back on there. I'm gonna ask her that too. You know, about when you get to that point where the guy somebody has to make that move. She's saying it's okay if the woman makes it, and I'm saying it is too. I'm just saying, just for me and my experience and where I'm at, I'm just not going to take it that extra step. I feel like if you're interested, and I'm not giving off like mean vibes or I don't want to be bothered, he probably is just not that into me. Like, why can't it be that? It's not that I'm mean or I'm looking a certain way, because I'm really one of those people, really, I'm true. Unless I'm interested in a conversation and I'm listening to you, I usually have a smile. Like how I am on here is how I am in my life. So I'm very approachable, and that's how I know, like, if you're not approaching me, it's like you're not interested. And I'm okay with that. I'm good on that. You initiate the conversation with your husband, but you are online. So I think that's a little bit different, because online, you know, he's single, he's out there, he's looking. You don't know that when you're out and about in these, you know, streets every day, unless he tells you. And that's another thing. If you're sitting with a man and he tells you he's interested, he's single, and he's, you know, looking for a relationship, and then he still don't ask for your number, girl, you better keep it moving. Jeez Louise, because he's not that interested in you. I'm sorry, I just don't think he is. Now, prove me wrong. Go out there and meet a man, and you know, marry him, and you approached him and talked to him, and you know, I'm sure it happens every day. It's Darren. I'm socially awkward, my introverted self. See, and you're coming from that perspective of a guy who's introverted, who doesn't really, you know, want to put himself out there like that. And there's a lot of guys out there like that. And so I see what you're saying, because you're saying like the guy might like you, but he just may be afraid to say something or do something. So that's when you tell your buddy to get her number. That's when you ask maybe if you're at a bar, the bartender, the waiter, the waitress. It's ways that you can still maneuver being an introvert.
Yeah, you could send the person a drink.
Send them a drink, yeah. Any of that stuff. Let's see. I don't know what Mel is saying. Mel, Kay, I initiated the conversation with my husband. I saw that. Okay, all right. LOL, Jen, back in the 80s, I remember my mom and friends talking about the UPS. That is too funny. The introverts get no love on these. Jeez, Louise, where's other things you can do? So how are you? You know, I'm going to tell you guys this story. My little cousin, he came to live with me. I hope his mom is probably watching this, right? He came to live with me some years ago. He's introverted too, and people had done things for him his whole life. Now, this is when he was 18. So we went to the movie. So when he came, to live with me, one of the things he wouldn't even speak. And I told him, I said, when you wake up in the morning and you see me for the first time, you got to say hello. Like, that's a thing. You greet the person you're living in the house with. He started doing that. Well, we went to the movies, and when we got up, now mind you, he's 18. He might even been 19. We got up to the cash register. He said, order, I said, what are you having? And he was like, he's whispering it to me. I said, tell the girl. Now the girl was like his age, like high school. And he was like, well, I don't order for myself. I said, well, what do you mean you don't order for yourself? He's like, yeah, my dad always orders for me. I said, well, your dad is not here. You got to give your order. I'm like, you are 18, 19 years old. I'm like, you got to tell her your order. So the girl sat there and she said, and so I ordered mine. And then, so he still was scared to order. So eventually over time, when we would go out places, I would make him order for himself. And eventually he told me, I'm glad you did that. He said, because now it got up my confidence to even approach somebody who I'm interested in talking to. But just imagine if he would have never been made to do that. Like his parents, everybody would order for him, talk for him. So I get that you could be introverted and not, want to speak up. So I do get that. But I do think that, I'm like, your pet, he would see some nice looking young ladies and they would be passing him up because he was so shy. So I do get that, but I just think that, you got to work on that. And you don't have to, Charles. You have your wife. But I mean, Darian, are you saying you're introverted? Because if you're introverted, you better send over a note, a scroll, get a scroll going, get a carrier pigeon. I don't know what you got to do. Unfortunately,
the house and put it in your pocket.
Unfortunately, my UPS guy and mailman they're too young. My UPS drivers, yeah, but that's a good person to meet too, unless you're not, I don't know. I don't know. For some people on here, he got to have the UPS money too. I know that's right. Your husband is all the things and he's all yours. Okay, I love that. Mel's saying she never had to ask for a phone number has me cracking up because duh. So that's why we can't figure out why we're having this conversation with her about it for so introverts unite and go home so we can be alone and recharge. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I love that. And being an introvert, that's a real thing though. And some people, and I give you a lot of credit because you're on YouTube now making videos and interacting with people. And you can see the more you do it, the more comfortable you are, right? And you can pick up introverts, I feel like also can pick up people's energy too. Like they're big on energy and knowing when you can feel comfortable with somebody. So I love that. Darium is always in here trying to keep stuff going. He's telling her to it. He said, I just noticed your updated profile pic. You look friendly and approachable. Is this your dating profile? Darium, what are you saying? Is this your dating profile? Asking for a number is not an act of desperation. I know, so don't do it. I was like, why do you I don't get it. It's not an act of desperation.
Started something.
I know it's not an act of desperation, but that's what I'm feeling like people are saying, like, you need to do something to get this going. You need to do something to get this going with this guy. No, because it's too many unknowns when you're just approaching somebody day to day. It really is. If you met somebody online, that's different. I would approach that differently because I know he's seeking somebody out. The somebody may not be me. But when we're just out here and I'm sitting and I'm chatting with you and you don't say to me, oh, and I'm leaving and you don't get my number, if you're that introverted, then you're not the guy for me anyway, is what I'm saying, because you didn't say anything. So, yeah. And should I be the one who says something? I'm not going to meet my Boaz away. I'm just not. And I'm okay with it, though. I'm okay with it. I really am. Let's see. The only number one I'm asking for is their credit score. The only number you're asking for is
and that's a good number to ask for. Now that's a good number right there.
Darium, Mel said, I'm not dating online. I'm just meeting a man organically. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Not necessarily true, Dee. Many men on dating apps are looking for hookups. But I'm saying they're looking for something. That's the point. It's something they're looking for something, whether it be hookups, relationships. I just know that they're single and ready to mingle, or they're married, whatever they are, they're ready to mingle. You don't necessarily know that if you're sitting next to somebody having a conversation and he's saying all the things and you're having if your conversation is so great, why isn't he asking you for your number? If he likes you so much, if you're, why isn't he asking you for your number? That, I guess, can you guys answer that? And not that he's just introverted. Like, what else is it? What would be a reason he's not asking for your number if you're sitting there and you have it going on and he's just not asking you? Dating apps are like a part-time job, she said. He might find a good thing when you approach. No. Fine means he is looking. Fine means he is looking. Don't try to change it round to Zepbound. You had to laugh at that one yourself. So many women are on date naps. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with date naps. I love a good date nap. Yes, I am only organically dating now, no more apps. But then again, I haven't been on a date in 2+ years. She said, but that has been a conscious choice. I know. Everybody says we should date online, Kate. I'm not against dating online. Actually, I think it's a smart move in 2025. I just hope I don't, I just want to meet somebody that's not trying to get my offshore account number.
I'm going to tell you, Downsizing Diva, my phone is about to die.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and we've been on here for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Jeez, Louise. All right, so any last comments you want to make, Toy? Anything you want to clear up? Because we didn't got a storm around here talking about this.
At the end of the day, we're not saying that it's anything wrong with giving a guy your phone number. It's nothing wrong with approaching a man. We're just saying that at this point, we don't want to. Not that it's anything wrong with you doing it and that you can't be successful, but we're just saying we don't want to do it. So I just want you to remember that when you hear that, so that, nobody get offended. And so I think that, I don't know, because people are saying when they approach somebody. So sometimes if you approach somebody, you thinking that the person is saying that there's something wrong with it. And I don't think we're saying there's something wrong with it. We're just saying we don't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't think so wrong. But look at this comment. This is what I'm talking about. He kind of brought it full circle for me. He says, "Oh, I wouldn't have a problem approaching. I'm just introverted. Don't want to expend my energy unless it's worth it." So if you're not, so I'm saying if he's not saying to you like this, and this, and pursuing it, you probably aren't the one he wants to expend his energy on. And I'm okay with that, right? I'm good with that. So yeah, he'll just sit there until the girl he wants to, say something to pops up. So I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's why I wouldn't approach. So yeah, I think that's good. All right, Miss Toy, have a good night. I'm going to go through the rest of this chat and then I'm going to get off here myself. Thank you for stopping in. I love it. I'll see you. Toy, anybody want to invest in these stocks now? Toy signed up for the class October 11th. So I will see you. We're making some gains. We're making some money over there on our stock, in our stock club. So
gotta make it rain, because we might not get no husband. So we got to make it rain for ourselves.
We got to make it rain for ourselves. I know that's right.
All right.
Because I'm not moving in, right? I'm not moving in. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, in the chat, what are you guys saying before I get off here? Ooh, Davina hit him with if he doesn't have the balls to approach you, then he isn't the one. I no longer use date naps. I find meeting men in the wild gives me better results. She said in the wild. That is too funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I kind of feel like, this, I don't know. Yes, looking for something. I don't want a hookup. Me either. Now that's definitely true. No one is saying that, in the words of my beautiful friend. Geez, Louise. I like challenging the status quo. I love that. I'm good over here. I use smoke signals to get my points across. Oh my gosh. No one is saying that. Okay, I read that. Okay. Mel said, do we really know what men are looking for in 2025? But we want to know, so they need to be telling us. I'm going to start the new Netflix show, dating on a GLP-1, hire a matchmaker and get you on. Yes, sign me up, JC. Sign me up right away. ASAP. You know what? But before I end, I would love to say, though, seriously, because I thought this was a great conversation. Seriously, I am going to say it is true. I probably want to approach a man. Am I going to have a conversation and all that? Yes, I will, because, I am a social person. But when it gets to the point where somebody has to draw that line and say, I'm interested in keeping this going, I'm going to rely on him to do that. I'm going to rely on him to do that. And so, it is what it is. I've been engaged twice, but I was approached twice, and I do get approached. And that guy who was at the store who didn't approach me, that here recently and within the last week, and I didn't tell Mel because I was saving it for this, but I just thought it was so cute that he also talked to my daughter. But I thought he probably is involved in something. I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, he's not totally out of something he has going on, and that's probably why he didn't say anything. And if it was meant to be, I'll see him somewhere else. I always run into guys, somewhere else. It just never fails. So if it was meant to be, I'll see him another time. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So, but I think if you approach, it's no judgment. If you approach a guy and that you want to ask a guy for his phone number, you want to ask a guy for whatever, I say go for it. Go for it. I just personally am not doing that, but I'm going to invite you all to my wedding. When I get my man, I'm going to have him say who approached who, and I guarantee you it won't be me. I love you guys. This was a great discussion. Thank you. Thank you all for stopping in. What is Davina saying? A woman is the receiver. To pursue is not in our nature, in my opinion. Even in our autonomy is designed to receive. That was a deep one. Oh. Yes. If you guys are in here, you guys are having me pursuing and getting my heart rejected because the guy don't want to be rejected. No, ma'am. No, I'm not worried about getting rejected though at all. I just think I really literally think that. I was raised to think that. I just can't even imagine my mom asking a dude for his phone number. Jeez Louise, I gotta leave on that note. Good night. Love you guys. Have a good night. See you on Sunday. Sunday fun day. Bye.